Okay. I don't like that it is dropping frames. Well, it didn't drop many, I guess. Okay, what are we at? Well, it didn't drop many, I guess. Quiet me. Oh, I'm at 3,400, no wonder. Okay, how much does that actually use? 5.6. 3.5. Okay, that sounds about right. Alright, let's give it a whirl. Let's see what happens. This should look okay. Thank you for searing my eyes, by the way, Fall Guys. Okay. And in here. And done. Okay. Hello, grumbly bunnies. Grumbly bunnies. Okay. Oh boy. Nothing fancy tonight. Not even gonna sit around and do an intro or anything. Ugh. Not even sure what the audio levels are like. Should be okay. They look like they're okay. I'm glad that my I have Windows set to where it overlays like an orange filter on my monitor whenever it gets to a certain time of night. Wow, am I grateful for that. I can actually see what it looks like in OBS. That would burn my eyes out of their sockets. By the way, I'm just going to play this for a bit. I'm terrible at this game. I have not really played much of it. I'm no good at it either way. So don't expect me to be getting any wins. I most assuredly will not. I probably won't even get to the final round. Thanks, Paulbin. 1005 for all those tier 1 subscription thingies. I still don't understand what tiers are. Like sub-tiers. Whee! They're supposedly good. You've been gifted a tier 4 sub. Oh no! I appreciate the influx. The past couple of months have not been great for me. Just because mainly of all the internet issues and technical issues and everything else. Oh, I realized yesterday or the day before that the VTuber thing that I've been working on, the there I go. The rigging, I probably will not be able to continue working on the one that I'm using now. Just because it has some like I'm working with a much older version of the program. So I have all this what the hell's that thing? Oh, Portal. So I have this like elaborate model that's halfway done that I cannot copy from the left side onto the right side. And apparently there are also like physics settings that I don't have access to. Oh, so I'm gonna have to tomorrow see if I can install a newer version of the program, even though there's like subscription fees associated with this one. Then after I do that, I'm gonna have to try to import the model and then continue working on it that way. Oh, gosh. It's just been such a mess. Oh, so they go up. Tier 1 is normal dollar, Tier 2 is mid dollar, and Tier 3 is big dollar. Good to know. Don't anyone put yourself out as far as money goes and everything else. Especially not on Twitch, since I so rarely get to actually do this. I have sort of fixed a lot of my internet situation. Yeah, I know about the HoloLive stuff. And, I now don't really have... Get away from me. I don't really have a cap or anything to worry about anymore. So I can probably stream without too much of an interruption, other than normal, like, air-to-air problems of the connection dropping out. We finally figured out what was going on. The reason why I was not able to stream before was because there was another dish that was sitting right next to mine that was creating interference, and then we fixed that, which ended up causing the, like, 60 to 70 other people that were on the, that tower to suddenly start calling in, hey, our internet is screwed up. And it turned out it was me. I screwed up their internet. Which, I won't lie, gave me some certain measure of pleasure. I ran out. It was nice to know that I actually caused someone else misfortune for once. Yeah, everyone make fun of Paige. I had to go invisible to stop Paige from messaging me over and over and over again. And being like, Eli! 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 She does that. It's disturbing. Finally got rid of her, though. Just had to get out the Windex bottle. Gotta spritz her in the face a few times. That usually shoos her off. What are we doing? Oh, grab tails. Okay. Grab a tail. Oh, this is an individual. Okay. I'll try to ambush someone. He's going that way. Really, a problem with this one is that nothing really matters until the very end. Thanks, Ziggy. Hey, why would you do that? Wow, you're really black. Don't take that out of context, but he is really black. Look at him. It's kind of cool looking. Okay. Really, I should do this in the next... There we go. I shouldn't have done it this early, because it just does not matter. Whoa. Yeet me, please. Oh. Or not. Still doesn't really matter. There's still a lot of time left. Oh, there he goes. I'll get you, solid black men. Or not. I shouldn't concentrate on him. Oh. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Right over here. Oh. Someone plucked it off of the guy that I was going to get it off of. This is the rhythm that I have. As I said, I'm no good at this game. I don't know how that one guy manages to win like 15 or 20 games in a row. That's pretty nuts. Paige, I avoid you because I really enjoy being alone. And this is not something that you understand. It's something that Pat understands, and he has to remind you of it. And then you're all like, but, okay, I know, but also I'm going to ignore that and just keep doing what I'm going to do. So then I had to be like, alright, I'll fix the problem for her. And that's why I have to get the broom. I really don't like most of the ways that you can dress yourself up in Fall Guys. You notice I'm just like a sort of blackish bean guy with a yellow face? Oh no, none of the patterns really... I don't really like any of the patterns of the clothing, or... Of course, there's not like any cool clothing in Fall Guys. You just sort of look like a big dork. Soon I will have the V avatar thing, and I will be able to stream and have a horrible face over to the side of the screen that emulates whatever I'm doing. At last, I will be the cute girl. Bitch. Me. God, even with the night mode thing on, Fall Guys is just so blinding. It really hurts my eyes to look at this screen. I don't see how people play this for prolonged periods. Maybe it's my monitor. Although it's set up for everything else. Whenever I first got this monitor, I really had a lot of trouble getting like eye strain headaches, and it took me a while to fix that. This is the only game that's still, for whatever reason, is just like a nightmare on my eyes. Oh, come on. I have noticed that you can't really... No, you can, sorta. It's very particular about when you can jump after you jumped. I did it again. I was trying to test it, but... Oh well. You can jump... see, it kind of eats it. Feels like Dark Souls. It just ignores your input sometimes. There we go. I can't look down to see what that was. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll be sure to gain immense popularity once I'm the cute girl. Which I'm not even really sure about the quality of the drawing itself. It's not going to be a 3D model, obviously. I tried to draw it as... The funny thing is, I tried to draw it as high of a resolution and as intricately as I possibly could. I was like, I'm going to make this painterly. It's going to look like the HoloLive thing. And then, after I was done, it's like, this just looks washed out. Like, everything's really desaturated. And then I realized, oh, I'm just no good at this. And so I corrected it and made it look a little bit more typical of my drawings. And even then, to me, to my eye, it still looks like it's a little bit rastery and blurry looking. But maybe that's just me. Who knows? A tease? There's nothing to tease you with right now. I could load up the defunct version of the file, I guess. And show you how I can look up, down, left, right, or left, left anyways. There's no right yet. That's my big problem. Oh, this thing. Wow, this is so bright! This hurts my eyes so badly. This is so painful to my young virginal eyes. Is it a duck? Oh, that's one of those. Oh, that's a toucan, okay. I thought it was a shoe bill for a second. Wow, I'm just not accomplishing anything, am I? We're terrible at this. You can't really direct it in a meaningful way. Oh, goodness. Well, Blue's hogging all of them. So really the only thing we need to do is just to ensure that Yellow gets nothing. So I guess I should just concentrate on Yellow. As long as Yellow fails, that's what really matters. There we go. Just gotta keep it like this for a while. And make sure I don't ruin... God, it's so bright. That I don't ruin everything for everyone. No, not over there. There we go. Please just get me off the screen. Oh, this game needs contrast and saturation adjustments so badly. I know they want it to look like colorful and fun, but wow. Wow. I wonder when the next generation of HoloLive English will come out. I'd have to look up and see how long it took them to go from generation 1 to 2 and 3 in Japan. Of course, in especially China's branch is now controversial now. The Indonesia branch still is on Gen 1, and they speak English, almost exclusively too. No one talks about them though. I'm not listed as doing Among Us with Pet because no one is ever certain what my internet is going to do. Even me. Like, I'm not supposed to have any trouble with my internet right now, and I've still dropped 1,000 frames already. But that's probably because my bitrate is so high. I wanted to sort of push the limits. Has anyone really noticed? Like, is the quality of my stream better than— whoa, logs? Better than normal or worse than normal? I hate this part because everyone else always gets in the way. I don't really care for Fall Guys too much just because it sort of embodies everything that I don't like about being around other people. Everyone's always in the way, doing something dumb, interfering for really no reason. Oh shit, I fucked that up. That was me. Yoink. My general goal in life is to always stay as far away from other people as I can. And Fall Guys does not appreciate that. Okay. Ow, get away from me. Oh, god damn it. My second pet peeve is how the little bean guys just fall over for no reason most of the time. Life is just an endless struggle for them. Ooh. I think this is the one game... No, you don't, motherfucker. Dipshit. You see him drop off the edge? I'm gonna be a little dick. And then he ate shit and died. I enjoyed that at least. Only 4 people? Jeez. Yeah, this is like the one game mode where it actually will eliminate people. Like, completely eliminate them. Usually the game's like, no, everyone wins, except for, like, 20% of you. I will not win this. As I said, I'm terrible at this game. It helps if you can actually find them. Where is everybody? Alright, that guy does not have a tail. Does it... I think someone spawns with it. Slap me across my... There he is. Alright, let's head him off. A little bit ahead of me. Grab him. Grab that bitch. I'm gonna touchle you. Haha. Got it way too early. Now it's time to be up to no good. Whoops. Will I go this way or that way? Can they catch up to my tomfoolery? Probably so. Aww. Yeah, the tail grabbing thing is kind of wonky. He's gonna go up. Yep. Nah, no one's gonna catch him. Unless he comes back this way. Aw, I thought he'd fall down. Oh well. Thanks, Ziggy. That's a really ugly can of cola. I actually don't mind. The tail game's probably the easiest for me at the very end. It's the hex one and the running up the slope one that I can't do at all. The one where you have to, like, jump for the crown, I never make it up that. Although that one, it's more just, did you spawn in front? Then you win, unless you make a mistake. Did you spawn in the back? You're not going to win. And of course the hex one is, I just suck at the hex one. That's kind of a matter of, will you... That one is skill-based, but it's... You also have to worry about, will someone kind of screw you over by being too close to you at the very start? Yeah, the thing about being a minimalist Fall Guy costume guy is that you do look unique. You're pretty easy to spot whenever you're just some guy. Yeah, I've never won a game in this. It's really hard to make currency in this game if you don't win consistently. You just make a little bitty trickle of resources and that's it. Then again, I'm used to being poor. Off we go. I think everyone detests the grabby people. Those are the ones that everyone gets tired of. Man, look at them go. Whoops. It is funny watching this giant sea of these little bean creatures go flying. No, I'm not on Cheat Island. I appreciated the level of discretion they had in revealing Cheat Island, though. Let's go this way, because there are fewer people. Yeah. You know, sometimes I think about Anthem, which, ha ha ha, funny. But there were a few things that Anthem did really well. Yep, whoa, that was weird. And one of them was, like materials. Like whenever you wanted to customize your guy, being able to customize the materials was really good. Whoops, that was too soon. Oh, that was weird. I, like, hopped off the top of it. Oh, actually it was the last out. Oh well. Yeah, 10-year game. Has any company that actually made that claim ever succeeded? Everyone that I can think of as an example has always failed. Usually within the first couple of years. If not the first one. I mean, Destiny 2 is still around, but of course Destiny as a 10-year game itself failed immediately. And Destiny 2 sort of is destroying itself while at the same time floundering in its own weird way. Really, it's a dumb claim to make because there's not many 10-year games in the first place. And most of them are not particularly well known. Let me hold on. I'm going to reduce my bit rate some. Let's reduce you down to 3200. There we go. Because I'm getting it. It does seem to strain itself ever so often. Let me check and see how... 5 still? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm very, very paranoid about my data usage right now. Because I'm operating uncapped, and that is a big no-no. Oh, god damn it. I was hoping to stay in front. Seesaw is fine if you are not around other people, which is to say it's a terrible game mode for Fall Guys. Something I have thought about a lot, like every single time that I play this game, is, what was the name of the TV show? Takashi's Castle? I forget what it was actually called. But the game show that this was, of course, sort of loosely based off of. Yes, it was called MXC, of course. No! Takeshi's, yeah, whatever it was exactly. MX. Stop that. You know better than that. With those, and even like American Gladiators, I guess, is another example. Come on. But with those game modes, usually the game itself... Ooh, getting weird timeouts. The little matches, the eliminations themselves, are usually one person goes in, or maybe like one or two people. Very rarely too many of them. And then it's a matter of, will this one person make it or not? And that's it. And there's like a time limit, and if you don't make it, then you don't make it. Whereas with Fall Guys... Like, imagine if the seesaw thing was... Of course, I'm not suggesting it would be like this, but just imagine. Aha! Eat shit. Last one out. Imagine if instead the Fall Guys matches were, it's just you. But if you fall off the seesaw, or you don't make it there in time, or you, like fall off and you... like into some goop or whatever, you make one mistake, you get eliminated, and then that's it. Again, I'm not suggesting the Fall Guys be like that. But you can see the logic of those games that leads to a lot of like that's the, I guess that's what makes it easier to eliminate people in real life. Is that you have that one error. Like it's a game of individual failings.
Know what you guys need?
Thanks, Paulbin again. Paulbin. I keep reading your name as Pollen. Whoops. Oh well. But yeah, like, just then I would be eliminated for trying to do that. But imagine if Fall Guys did not have, like, mandatory... Oh, they did remixes. I haven't played the game since they said that they were gonna remix things. Ooh. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Let me check things. No, that looks fine. Remember, I'm very paranoid about this. I'm not sure if that was Fall Guys or if that was me. Like I was telling you guys earlier, technically my bandwidth is uncapped, but they did say that if it becomes an issue for other people that are on their system, because we're uncapped, then they would supposedly call us and tell us before resetting us back to cap, which would invariably screw up our internet again. So I've proactively taken it upon myself to set bandwidth limits on everyone that's on our LAN. See, it's going red now. Well, there's always going to be a cap. That's just the nature of how the internet works. But if I do a big fat test, instead of getting like 6 download, I will stick it like 40 download. So it's uncapped in that respect. So anytime that there's any sort of hiccup to the internet at all, this is the reason why I've been very paranoid about streaming. It shouldn't matter, it's only upload. But still, I'm afraid that tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and they're gonna say, well, you did this, so we reset, which they could do, who knows. I mean, getting on everyone's ass. Like, I had family over today. And they... I had family over today, and first thing they... And the first thing they all did is started firing up YouTube videos to watch in high definition. Like 5 of them all at the same time. And they're like, how? Just watching videos? Because they're fucking stupid. For God's sakes. So, this is part of why I've not been having such a good time within life lately. Is because every day I have to wake up and think about these issues that no one else really has to. Not gonna make it. No. I feel like until the day I die, bad internet is going to be something I'm gonna have to deal with. It could be Fall Guys, but also OBS sometimes goes into the red. So I'm never quite certain. But what I did is I went into the router and I set it so that they can only... Everyone else besides me can only download and upload at like 0.8 megabits per second. Put a stop to that shit. It's gonna be a long time. If you go on to, if anyone doesn't know, there is a broadband map that the government offers, the US government. It's like broadband FCC, what was that? Broadbandmap.fcc.gov is the name of the actual site. And you can go on there and you can like filter by how many ISPs offer to your area, and are they air-to-air, are they fiber, you know, so forth and so on. Stuff like that, right? And if you filter by only show me ones that are on physical lines, like cable or fiber or anything like that, no satellite of any kind, gosh, then you will notice that in the area that I live, there is no service at all. And there's like this gigantic like blob of no service on... Alright, come on. On our area of the state. Like all of West Kentucky essentially is just nothing. But anyways, that's a drab subject. Slapped in the head. I don't know why people go up that thing. It moves too fast. There's no way to get across it. I mean, you can, but it's completely luck-based. So it's something that, you know, you should use, but only whenever you feel like you are so far behind that there's no other choice. I mean, you're just knocking yourself off for no reason. Yeah, I looked into Starlink, but it's gonna be a long time before even that gets shipped. They're beta testing it up in the upper US and Canada. Lower Canada, of course, but that's basically all of Canada. But apparently, in terms of service, it's going to be until the end of next year, or the beginning of the year after that, before they start actually offering service. But whenever they do, supposedly it's going to be worldwide. And since it's worldwide service, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to have colossal, catastrophic problems. I'm sure you do, Paige. Paige is doing her, I've thought of a thing. I'm not going to think of it any further. How would I get up to Canada, Paige? Like I was trying to explain to Paige the difficulty in trying to move somewhere. She's like, why? Why is it hard? Like, well, you'd have to like go across state lines. Why? This, if they're like, oh, fine, just whatever, just forget it. I sort of look like a penguin. Because the color, to me, I sort of look like I have a little penguin body. Yeah. Woo. Don't want to go there now. How did everyone else get over there? Yeah, whatever. Off we go. Which one? They both suck. I'll follow Hot Dog. Again, not a huge fan of the costumes in Fall Guys. Not really to my taste. I do like them in Among Us, though. I like wearing little hats and having little weird babies. That's fun. Fall Guys, though, everyone's too colorful and too silly, which fits the theme of the game, but of course, that's not me. Nothing really fits my personality other than being a weird, like, formless, featureless, black void that happens to have a yellow face. Which is how it should be. Let's go. Whoop. We're still safe. The Seesaw game is so incredibly aggressive that I feel like it's... If you can get away from other people, then it's almost easy, in a way. You just have to sort of take your time. I've forgotten what my 14 character even really looks like. I have a loose sort of memory of what she looked like, but that's it. She's like a brown cat girl that had a red stripe in her hair or something. I can't remember. You know, I would get the black face skin thing. That's another thing that turns me off of Fall Guys, is that there's so much FOMO. And I do not want to log into Fall Guys to see what's in the shop that day. Fuck that. But I would love to have gotten the, I would love to have gotten the black, face thing. I'd love to get blackface. If I could also get, like, red eyes or something. Or, like gold eyes or whatever. Man, they're all appearing down there. A gold one. Someone else is gonna get it before I can, though. It's funny. It is funny watching them whenever the guy is clearly like barely holding it together. You can see their body like wobbling uncontrollably as they flail through the air. And they go sailing off somewhere completely sideways. That's pretty funny. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. These things sort of look like wedding rings in a way. Am I gonna get married? Am I gonna fall in love as a bean? Get married to Fall Guys? No. The answer's no. What if I could... Nah. You can't climb these, can you? Nah. Eat shit. Oh, eat shit. Look how skillful I am by having these things appear right in front of my face. So much skill. I don't really mind this particular game, but it's... but there's really not a lot to it. Because you have so little control over where these things pop in. And it doesn't really show you where they're going to land exactly. You can sort of see the shadow, but... you can't get there fast enough for it to really matter. It's kind of just a matter of... Ooh. It's kind of more just a matter of luck, in a way. God, it's so bright! Oh, it hurts my eyes so badly. Like, those reds are crazy. Crazy reds. Well, some of it's skill-based. Some of Fall Guys is skill-based. Just not a huge amount of it. And obviously that one dude that can win almost every game he's in. Obviously there's something going on there, right? This is very much so the grabby game. Yeah, go this way. What if I can be an asshole? I don't think so. I'm not very good at being an asshole. I'm good at getting angry, though. That's gotta count for something. Uh-oh. You notice that once it gets really fast and frantic, all the grabbing stops because everyone has too many other things to worry about? So all the jackasses who are like, suddenly they're like, oh shit, 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 shit. You kind of have to, though. This game kind of just goes on forever otherwise. I do look forward to them workshopping how these games work and coming up with new games that are a little bit more, I don't know, not difficult, but they're, like, say the dumb fruit one that everyone hates. That one does a really bad job of eliminating anyone. It's kind of just a time, it really is just a waste of time. I can change the settings on my monitor for this one game. Yes, I can do that. I'm not going to do that. Ooh, wow. That was quite the haul on that last little bit. Good thing I didn't time out. I'm glad that this thing isn't host-based, like client to client, and that actually has servers. Can you imagine me trying to host hundreds of people? Or what, hundreds? Trying to host almost 100 people? I couldn't do that. I'm a terrible host. The only thing I should be hosting is a parasite. I don't mind this one. Although it seems like every single time that someone tries to... Why is it gold? Every single time someone tries to grab someone on this little thing, then they invariably screw themselves over. It's moving so slowly at first. Whoa. How do you know when it's gonna... Oh, it starts to shake. Okay. Is this the final? It must be, considering how aggressive it's being. Alright. Looks like it's gonna be sort of luck-based. You kind of have to make a decision there, don't you? Uh-oh. Ooh, that was close. Yep, they're screwed. Oh! I'm gonna send this blue one. I like purple better than blue, but... I don't really like that particular shade or tone of purple. I like violet more than purple, if you think there's a distinction. Which there is. Motherfucker. I wonder why everyone's staying on that side. I guess it's to give themselves more time in case they screw up. Yeah. Guess I should have. I didn't really have a choice there. Oh, it was the final round. Okay. Yeah, usually whenever I try to grab someone, I just end up flying off the side anyways. Like I said, I'm no good at this game anyways. It's hard to get invested in a video game whenever you're worried about your internet all the time. I think I spend more time looking at it, my OBS, than I do actually looking at the game itself. I'm from Kentucky. There's nothing here. Only suffering. I'm gonna have a big headache. Probably either later tonight or tomorrow. Because I'm looking at this screen. At least it's getting to be closer to winter. Summer lasted for so long that I kind of forgot. But we're finally in the part of the year where it's actually starting to cool down. And in the middle of the day, it's not blazing hot all the fucking time. Kentucky has a weird combination of humidity and heat. It's not very hot and it's not very humid, but it combines in a really shitty way. I really enjoy leaping whenever I jump. That's fun. Very useful. Motherfucker, get away from me. Get away from me, motherfucker. You know what game I really like to play, but I've only gotten to play like once ever? Or actually, no, twice. I recognize it's probably not even a very good game. It's the one where both three teams push the balls down. And one guy will like run forward and try to block the other guy. The more that I've seen people do it, though, it kind of looks like it's more of a pain in the ass, but I never get to play it. Yeah, there's no internet coming to Kentucky anytime soon. A weird thing about Kentucky is that in addition to having nothing here, politicians that are foreign to the state will move here because they know, like, our government is actually like crazy corrupt. Like, they funnel every drop of money they can get into their own pockets. But we'll have people from out of state move here just to set up shop so that they can perform what are essentially criminal activities. And of course, everyone here is incredibly stupid, so they're able to get away with it pretty easily. All they want to know is who has an R or a D next to their name. My dad got back from the voting in the Republican primaries, and he complained that no one had an R next to their name, so he would know who to vote for. It's like, it's a Republican primary. Why would... and I just stopped bothering trying to explain to him. He's very dumb. But he's also very adamant that Democrats are the source of all evil in the world for some reason. Good old Kentucky. Love living in Kentucky. Love waking up every day and being confronted with this. God, I hate. I just hate. That's it. I was trying to think, do I hate life? Do I hate living here? I just hate. I hate just being. Not being here, just being. I will not go to California. Why do I want to go to the beach? No, it's awful. The beach is like summer, except it's always there. And it's also somehow cold at the same time. The beach is awful. This where like idiots go to hang out. As a general rule, I despise extroverts. Especially dumb extroverts that really like to socialize. And can't stand being away from other people. You know the type. You know, the kind of person that's like, I love to dance. I'm gonna make you dance. And you'll just tell them, I don't like to dance. And in their mind, they think, no, everyone likes to dance. Everyone is like me because I'm a dumbass extrovert that has no empathy. It's just a matter of forcing them to do it. And after I force them to be like me, then their mind's eye will open, and they will suddenly come to the realization that I was right the whole time. I don't think Paige likes to dance, though. Well, she might, I don't know. But thankfully, she's an extrovert, but she's not that bad. She does do the whole missing selective empathy thing, though. Which is more of a wider human issue than it is an extrovert issue. See, I like to stab people. And people like to be stabbed. Except for me. I'm the oddball. So I'm gonna run at you. And you just stand right there. And let me stab you. You'll love it. Love it. I'm just gonna stand here. Come to me, ring. Not down there. Look at that. Look at that beauteous jump. That one dude. I do like jump, whatever it's called, whenever you jump and sort of, do that, whatever that is. This technique. This hidden technique of my village. I enjoy doing that. Whoa. Whoa. You okay, buddy? That was unusual. It's fine, though. I do like bumping my head against things. Ooh, a golden one. It feels like they're... I don't know what it is. It feels like there's way fewer people. Aw. Maybe everyone's on the other side. Get out of my face, hot dog. I'll fuck you up. Oh, eat shit, tail feather pineapple. You miserable fuck. I see you, Shadow. I am Godu. That's what those... Why are the little Japanese girls so fond of claiming that they are God? I don't think they have the... They don't understand the cultural ramifications. I wasn't even paying attention to the score. How do I feel about fried chicken? I really don't like fried foods. You know what food I really do love? Really, breads of any kind, almost. I really like eating chicken and dressing. God, I love chicken and dressing. Oh, this thing. I'm terrible at this game. I'm probably gonna fall like 3 or 4 levels right off the bat. Okay. I could very carefully... Whoops. There we go. Yep. There we go. I'm really bad at this. Whoops. There we go. Yep. Every time. God, he likes eating jumps, too. This is why I do not do this. Oh, god damn it. I'm glad at least whenever you fall a level, it doesn't, die. I'm glad whenever you fall a level, it doesn't, like, make you tumble in such a way that you can't get back up. Here, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna fuck it up for everyone else. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I'm terrible at that game. I could never do that. It's way too hard. What the fuck? No. Get that out of my face. Disgusting. Look at that, a crown. I'll finally have earned, the next time I level up, I'll finally get a single crown. I've never had one before. The Hex one is the one that I get the most if I ever get to the finals, and it's the one that I despise the most. Yeah. Do I like Harry Potter? I don't like the politics behind Harry Potter. I don't like all the dumb bullshit that comes with it. I don't like all the stuff that came after. Like, even the final couple of books were kind of meh. But in general, yeah. I kind of like the idea of Harry Potter. Although at some point, Harry Potter stopped being a setting that's about a mystery that is couched within the trappings of the wizarding world, and it started being some sort of extremely gray and brown adventure serial about modern politics. Ugh. And politics itself within the setting. I don't know, man. Harry Potter got weird. At least the Fall Guys always enjoy themselves. Even whenever you lose in, like, the first round, then your little Fall Guy is still like, what did I get? What did I get? I'm like, you got shit, dumbass. You fucked up. You're a loser. I forget what the name of the guy is that did it, but I think about sometimes that Zelda cartoon, YouTube cartoon animation, where Groose is making fun of Link, and Link is just like, he's got dots for eyes and he's an idiot. And Zelda's, I forget what she says exactly. It's like, you're a loser! You're a big fat fucking loser! And Groose just starts like crying in bed. I can't remember. That one's fun. I enjoy that one. I don't think it was Oni. It's like Jowl. I can't remember what his name is. Was it Okina Joe? Maybe it was. I can't remember. If you can find it, you can link it if you want to. Just go watch his stuff instead of what I'm doing. I don't matter. I just don't matter. Did I see the demon? Yes, I've seen the demons. Why would I not see the Demon Souls remake? Yes. Ah, this one again. Recommendations for French comics? I don't know. Why would I know that? I don't even really know anime. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna grab motherfuckers. And I'm gonna be so annoying that they'll just want to stay away from me. Aha. I'm just gonna grab and touch. I'm gonna give unwanted touchings. Oh, what's wrong? You didn't want me to touch you? You didn't want me to touch you? Oh, he actually does have, like, orange eyes. How'd he get that? Maybe it just comes with a black face. Oh, man. If they had told me, like, years ago that blackface comes with gold eyes, Would have gotten into that shit long ago. Bad touch. God, it's so red here. It's just a nightmare. At least yellow also sucks. Yes, let's go ruin yellow's day. Red is doing too well. Uh-oh. 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 Bad touch for me. Oh, shit. What the fuck is going on? Wow, that changed hands very quickly. Guys, what if doing blackface gave you superpowers? But you had to be really racist. And the powers wore off the second that you had to take a shower. So you'd just be a really smelly racist. You'd, like, stink all the time, and people would chase you around with garden hoses. You'd be a stinky Homelander with orange eyes. And you'd always be worried about falling asleep. What are we doing? Grabbing tails. The moment that you fall asleep is the moment you stop being a racist. Ugh, thank you, Internet, for failing me. Okay, no, this is, like, partially me. Are we gonna stop? Or are we just gone now, or... Okay. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I definitely got that tail. It's all mine now. Yeah, I'll just... Whoa. You see that unicorn guy? This is another reason why I don't really play Fall Guys all that much. I have not watched Season 2 of The Boys. I like Season 1. I get the impression that the Netflix version of The Boys is better than the comic. I never got around to reading the comic. I think I got a hold of it, but I never read it. Apparently a lot of... That's the thing about writing, is that the more time that you give something, the better shape it's going to take. Especially whenever you bring in other people that also know exactly what they're doing. Oh yeah, it is Amazon. Forgot about that. Yeah, it's Amazon. Because that's right. I've actually never used Netflix in my life. I have never once used Netflix. So anytime that I hear that something is on Netflix, I'm like, well, guess I'll figure out a way to see it anyways. You know, if everything was just aggregated into one, like, TV-like media... Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, the impression... I forget who did the writing, but I do get the impression from that the writer was a little bit more of a... sort of, like, very edgy. Like, look what I'm doing. This isn't your no everyday superhero thing. She's gonna get raped. Okay, buddy. So it strikes me as... Like, the comic strikes me as having not really had much of a purpose to it, so much as just trying to make it seem edgy. I'm sure that there is a message in it somewhere, but it's not as well shaped of a message. I guess. Again, I don't know. So many balls. I think I'd like to design a obstacle course for this game. I have seen all the IDW Sonic comics aside from the Bad Guys one. I have not seen that one yet. The mainline one, of course, took a while to get past that. That was unfortunate timing, because the main plot of the IDW comics was that there is a virus that has been unleashed on the world that is slowly killing all the characters. And it's extremely bleak and depressing. And then 2020 happened. So they did not have too much time to wrap it up, and it had some unfortunate tonal issues as a result. But it's alright. I think it got some criticism for being a little bit too bleak starting out. Writing Sonic always, like, especially long form, writing Sonic always struck me as being very difficult. You'll notice, like, even with webcomics, or even like old-style newspaper comics, eventually the whole it being silly goofs, goof-em-ups, that sort of stops after a while because the writer... Ooh, that was weird. Because the writer just gets so exhausted of having to think up encapsulated little ideas all the time. It just gets too exhausting. So eventually they always go to a long-form, dramatic format. Or even if it's not dramatic, they'll still do like little storylines because it makes it so much easier to string thoughts together. So with Sonic, I imagine it's sort of that same issue, that the longer something goes on, the more likely it is to become overly dramatic or bleak. Of course, with IDW, they sort of inherited other problems, because not only is it the start of a brand new comic, they're also inheriting all the burden of it being Sonic in the first place, plus the old Sonic Archie comics and the continuation therein with... the new continuity and everything else. Like, there's just so much there already. That horse, I don't care for that horse. Get away from me. You disgust me. Don't much care for that horse head. The Whisper, the Tango and Whisper comics, those were good. I enjoy those. Those were nice, self-contained, and they ended. Something that I really wanted to read through, and I just have not really had the time or patience for, is the IDW run of Transformers that they did. And the problem I had with that is that, what are they called? Like the little compilations that they sell of them. Whatever they are. The compendiums of all the various issues that they released over the years. Those are not organized in terms of chronology. Those are organized in terms of release. So as a result, it's really hard to figure out what the hell is going on because everything is so completely out of order. Thanks for stopping by if you're going somewhere. Looking at 3 different things. Oh, internet, please stabilize. I have dropped the surprise. I thought that actually not having to worry too much about caps would fix a lot of issues. But it really didn't. There they go. No, it's me. It's my internet. But supposedly they ended the Transformers run. Like there are Transformers IDW comics coming out now, but they're a new continuity. The run that they did was a self-contained story starting on Cybertron and, you know, ending at the end. And it was one self-contained thing, and it's over now, and they're just starting a new one. And apparently, it was a really good run. And what little I managed to... I hate this one. What little I actually got to see of it was pretty good. It's just... It was also... come on, man. Fell down at the start. I guess I have to jump. Maybe that's how you stop it from doing that. Whoa. So yeah, check that out if you have the patience for trying to sift through what is chronological and what isn't. Whoops. Heh. Whoop, wrong way. He's gonna get it. Wow, he is really bright. At first I thought I was going blind because the bottom half of his body is a different color. It's like, he's so bright that I'm actually losing vision. One day I'll win one of these. It probably won't be tonight, though. I don't really find Fall Guys all that satisfying. I don't find it too difficult to get to the final round, I just can never win any of them. Really, I can't really think of anything IDW has released that's bad, or has been considered to be bad. I haven't read that much. But I've never gotten a bad impression other than, you know, just the, like, people on anonymous message boards or whatever that just bitch about everything. Like, those people you can just ignore whatever they say. They're gonna complain either way, so. Among Us, I haven't really played that much of it, to be honest. I like doing tasks in Among Us, but that's pretty much it. Actually don't care too much for playing it. There is no one does it, but I did hear that there's a version of the game mode that you can edit so that you can't call conferences and you can't eject anyone. And the game just becomes a matter of, can the killer kill everyone before you complete all the tasks? And I like the sound of that. That sounds fun. The way it is normally, don't really care for it too much. I understand that's where all the memification of the game comes from, but not my fave. Aw, I can't get over it. Whoa. Oh, this bad. And every single one of them were up. There we go. It's funny that Among Us was... I wonder what made Among Us take off. There has to be, like, one streamer that... Like, one big streamer that showed it off, that caused a... Like a boulder rolling downhill, like a snowball effect. Because Among Us, it didn't just come out. It's been out for, like, a couple of years now, hasn't it? And just no one knew it existed. Like a lot of games on Steam. Yeah, the variations on Among Us sound fun. I just don't really care too much for the main game mode. It's not even really stressful. It just feels like work to me. Because you have to watch everyone and memorize what everyone's names are and what their colors are every match because it might randomize and keep track of where everyone's been. It's just, ugh. I don't like doing that. Alright. Surrounded by oranges. Yeah. The fun thing about Space Station 13 is that you can just screw around. Like, you can make your own adventures. The more structured that 13 becomes, the less fun it is. Okay. Cherry, apple, and bananas to the side. By the way, this game sucks. I think the only time I've really seen anyone get eliminated is whenever they intentionally jump off. And even then, I've seen people intentionally jump off and they still win. Grape, orange, banana. Even whenever people try to push... there they go. Even whenever people try to push one another off, it usually doesn't work too well. I was actually telling Paige the other night that I prefer it more whenever on Among Us it's more... whenever there's no voice. Whenever it's not on voice. Because anytime that I see people playing it with voice on, it just becomes a clusterfuck. But that might just be because I'm so noise averse. Like in real life, I really detest loud noises and having too many people around me. So especially just everyone screaming all the time, I really don't like it. Whereas with the... if it's text-based, then everything sort of slows down a little bit, and it's easier to organize your thoughts. On voice, I just don't want to say anything at all. You can always spot the troublemaker. Whoa. I'm glad it doesn't... at least whenever you time out like that, it doesn't teleport you. That would be a problem. Hello from South Korea. Surprising amount of artists come out of South Korea. I think that's because the culture is a little bit suppressive. Like apparently it's a very religious society. And apparently a couple of its politicians or something, maybe it was like a decade ago, I don't know. There's some weird thing about one of them being involved in a cult or something. I forget what it was. It was something weird. But yeah, anyways, a lot of good artists come out of South Korea anyways. Yeah, you can look that up. I'm sure, really look that up if you're going to repeat anything like that. Because that's something you definitely need to confirm. An actual South Korean would know far more about that than I would. Okay. I will go over here. Because I'm gonna fuck with some people. Right, motherfuckers. Let's do this shit. Ahaha! Uh-oh. Man, it's almost impossible to stop it once it gets going like this. Yay! It's a good thing it's the first two teams and not one team. It was super recent? It wasn't that recent. 2016? Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the thing you learn as you get older. Well, you should all know this. Even I knew this whenever I was real little, but... the idea that people... really toxic, shitty people really like having power. So it's only natural that... those people would find themselves in government. So the reason why people that are in government always seem like they're absolutely nuts is specifically because they are. Because there's so many shitty people that really want to have power. So having weird stories about a cult controlling a guy, it's like, well, yeah, okay, sounds about right. I'm most assuredly not gonna win this. I don't care about this horrid-looking lizard bird. Get out of my face, freak. Yeah, most CEOs apparently are not tested, but I forget how they did this. It was some study, I remember. Again, anytime I say things like this, make sure to cite... Like, I can't cite sources, I'm in the middle of a stream. I can't look it up, so go researching. Yeah, there was some sort of study involving CEOs and how most of them are actually psychopaths or have psychopathic tendencies. I think that one was like a year ago. Or maybe a year and a half ago. My mail-in ballot is actually over there. I haven't mailed it in yet. I haven't filled it out. It was disconcerting. Someone responded to me on Twitter about he thinks there will be problems if mail-in voting is allowed, which was deeply concerning because not only has mail-in voting been a thing for maybe over a century now, I can't remember when exactly it started, it's been decades, but also individual states also do, some of them do nothing except for mail-in voting. Not to get political. But just, mainly just the fact that people don't know. That's the thing, yeah. 1860, is that far away? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was because of, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I remember there was some other component to the story involving the Civil War and how it became an issue. Like, it was actually, yeah, it was really important during the Civil War because people had no way of voting. And it actually became a controversy at the time. Yeah, there's a whole thing about it. That would be interesting to look up again. It's been a while since I've read about that. Yeah, just the fact that people are just responding to whatever their political sports team is telling them. That some people just don't know that mail-in voting is not a recent thing that's being invented by the devil. That it's just something that's been around for forever that has almost never had any controversy, that now suddenly millions of people are gonna have fraudulent votes. I think the biggest instance of voter fraud, the most recent one I can think of was in Virginia, I think, and that was a Republican. And they actually that caused the election there to get redone, so it didn't even matter. Another one I can think of is in Hawaii. There was a big case of a bunch of foreign people being issued ballots that they could use. But that was mainly a clerical error because a lot of them were people that were going to become American citizens soon. And some of them, they were not going to become American citizens soon enough. And I don't think any votes actually got registered during that. And that was a few years ago. Like, let's say a few years ago. I think it was like a decade or something ago. And there may be something recently. Usually there's like one or two little things that happen. But they're always very low in numbers. So it's not really an issue so much as there's never been issues with mail-in voting. So much as whenever there has been an issue, it's been like 5 people. Or like 1 person. So the idea that there would be some massive conspiracy that would result in literally millions upon millions upon millions of fraudulent votes being passed. I don't know, maybe I'm the only person that finds it funny. Like, it's farcical enough to me that I find it funny. I'm sure someone will try something, though. It is America, after all. I'm a little bit detached from it. I see it almost as sort of an opportunity for amusement, even though it also will ruin everyone's life. But just like my experience with video games here, I don't really get angry at Fall Guys, at least here, because I'm kind of detached from it. I guess in a way I feel the same way about life in general. Like, aren't you upset that your internet is terrible and so many bad things are happening in the world? I'm like, yeah, I guess. Whoa. Internet, please. Internet. Yeah, the only thing that really upsets me, I guess, would be I guess whenever a problem is really persistent, like the internet thing wore me down. Usually I don't worry too much about it, but that really did get me after a while, because it's just such a problem. Okay. This has something with getting older, though. Like with a baby, if you take a baby and you like pinch its skin or something, it'll cry because that is the worst thing that has ever happened to it. In its entire life, it has never known pain or really hunger, even. This mild hunger, maybe some mild discomfort from time to time. Maybe it shits its britches. So anytime that a little bitty kid has something, like some minor thing happen to it that's mildly negative, it's the worst thing that's ever occurred in the history of the world. How can these atrocities against me be allowed to stand? And as you get older, you realize, oh, that's fucking stupid. And as you get older, you just get more and more numb to issues, to the point where I'm sure the people that live in these war-torn countries that are, like, way worse off than the United States, they're sort of numb to it. Like, if someone shows up at their door with a gun, then they're like, okay, here they are again. Whatever. And the guy is like, I'll kill you if you don't do this. And they're like, whatever, bitch. Because you eventually just stop caring. Like, you just slowly realize, like, even the things that are actually legitimate threats to your life, you're like, whatever. Like, there's only so many fucks you can give before you just shut off to it. So, point being, I'm that way with politics. Like, everyone is, like, crying, and, like, whenever Trump initially got elected, I thought it was funny that all the Democrats were, like, in tears. It was bad. Like, either one of those. I didn't care for either one of the candidates. Oh, I've never been down here. Like, legitimately never been down there. Huh. I have not cared for any candidates for a long time, so don't take anything as an endorsement. But the idea of just, like, bawling your eyes out over it is always funny to me. Like, no matter what happens in this election, too, it's gonna be the same thing with me. Like, whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. Just try to live your best life and make good decisions. That's all you can do. Oh, and if you can help to call someone out on something, yeah, do that. Like the HoloLive thing recently. If you don't know, HoloLive had a controversy today or yesterday. And Coco and Hato got temporarily banned for a couple of weeks because they were going down their YouTube analytics and they were like reading off country names and they just so happened to say the word Taiwan. And because HoloLive has a Chinese branch, China was like, and they started crying and weeping because they dared to mention Taiwan because Taiwan doesn't exist. So as a result, HoloLive quote-unquote fixed the issue by banning them for daring to mention the word Taiwan. So be aware of that. Don't do anything about it. Like, don't go into their super chat and start spamming the word Taiwan or something. Because that's only going to create further issues for the girls. So that's the wrong approach. But be aware of it for the future. And in addition to being aware of it, make sure that other people are aware of it. Because that's what I'm doing with you right now. I'm telling you about it so that you can be aware that it occurred. It's not a major issue, it's not like a big political thing. But it's a good thing to be aware of, so whenever it comes up again, then you'll have a framework for it. Look how excited he is over losing. I'm a loser! 25 gold! Is that $1? Holy fuck! I like Watson. She has a lovely personality. Of course I like Gigi because her design is cute and because she does cute things. Also, internet. Come on, I'm gonna lower my bitrate again some. I'm surprised, even with the caps and everything being quote-unquote off, it still has problems. I'll lower it to 3000 and see what it does then. I like the fact that the girl that plays Amelia she seems to be like smart and resourceful, and she's really she's well spoken, of course. I just really like that about her. I like the fact that she's very intelligent, aside from whenever she does dumb video game things, anyways. And to get creepy for a moment, that's always been my type, if I can say that. I've always liked like Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho, Kelly Briggs from SWAT Cats, Hera from Star Wars Rebels, like that personality type. I like it whenever women are intelligent and brave and resourceful, and they're sort of natural-born leaders, I guess. I've always really liked that. That is my type. I don't know what to call it, though. Goodness, internet's really having a struggle. Let me check. 4.3. No. I guess it doesn't matter. No, I don't want someone to stomp on my penis page. Why is the internet so unstable? I'm gonna do a speed test after this is over, because I need to see if they actually capped this or not. Because otherwise it's a stability issue. Less so than a speed issue. Because I don't like having to also worry about streaming whenever, like, the streaming stability whenever I'm streaming. It'd be nice if I could just do this without having to worry about anything. Which I wouldn't really think too much about it if not for the fact that... God, look at this mess. That it could completely fall apart. Like, the internet disconnects, then obviously I can't stream at all, so that's one case of me actually having to worry about it. It just so happened that whenever both of these little sticks of butter, I don't know what to call them, are whenever they get into the same animation cycle, that's what screws you over. They do look like big sticks of butter. I made mashed potatoes today, so maybe that's the reason why I have sticks of butter on my mind. What the hell? Alright, come on. You go ahead. Get away from me. God, there's always some dumb dickhead. Fall Guys really is just everything I don't like about people, the game. Get away from me. You can get, like, I will let people get ahead of me just to get them away from me. Yeah, You're very proud. Get away from me. Ugh. I would not be a comic artist, no. That's too much work. Don't underestimate the... Well, if I could just do, like, drafts or something, it wouldn't be so bad. But whatever you combine everything, doing the draft, the layout, like doing all the text, the writing, ugh, it's just a nightmare. There's a reason why all the manga artists have, like, a huge team of people that are the ones that do the actual drawing. Like all the inking. And they still work themselves to death. Yeah. I'm looking forward to doing that speed test. Because I had the sneaking suspicion that they did something over the weekend. I fucked him up. There's no point in doing anything for the first 50 seconds or so. Lots of top 10 finishes. Oh, you mean tonight. I didn't know if you could actually see anything or not. Yeah. I'll sit down here in the bottom like a predator, waiting for someone to fall. Until no one does, then I'll have to go actually do it. Still plenty of time to fuck up, though. Like this guy. Aw. Whoop. Oh, cut him off. Ah, shit. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that one's not too great. That's my criticism of matches like that, is that the first 40-something seconds do not matter. If it was based on time, like it didn't matter if you ended the match with a tail, like maybe you got like a minor bonus or something, but it's more a matter of how long you spent with it, and everyone started an equidistance away and had to run and get the initial tails or something. That would be, it would still probably be really annoying, but it would at least be a little bit more fair, or not even fair, it's just, you know, it would make more sense. Okay, time to lose this. Alright. It's funny watching someone else get squished. Man, they got really far ahead of us on that other side. Dun, 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 dun. Get up, little dude. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really make mistakes there, just this is how that particular one goes. That's the reason why I don't like this one. You can't really do anything. But that one and the Hex one are the ones that I get the most. I never do any good on either one of them. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to get back to work doing those animations. OBS, can you please stop turning colors? I would really appreciate it. If I was... That's the thing. I have this personality problem where If something is wrong, I want to fix it right then. I don't like knowing something is amiss and having no control over it until, like, days or weeks later. I hate making schedules. I don't like knowing I have to be somewhere. Like, I'm like that. So even whenever I see OBS struggling for whatever reason, and I know the internet supposedly is uncapped right now, it should be having this problem, I immediately want to go run a test, but I can't do that right now, so it bugs the shit out of me. There should be a... How come there are no clown horns in this game? I'm not sure where you would put it exactly. Get away from me. Little freaks. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to bed at weird hours right now. I'm still waking up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. My schedule will naturally shift to something more obscene within the next month, I'm sure. It sure would be nice to live in a place where the internet is stable. Can you imagine? Can you... Like, it baffles me that people will complain because they, like, timed out in a video game for, like, 1 second. Can you imagine that? Calling your ISP to complain because, like, your latency is, like, 20 milliseconds, like, higher than it normally is? My headshots aren't as good. I had to adjust my mouse DPI because my internet's not as perfect as it usually is. Bitch. Wanna have my internet for like a month? You probably put a bullet in your head. Of course, Fall Guys is not a particularly great... Fall Guys does have some of its own server issues, so it probably combines one or two things. No, Paige, you can't play with someone in Fall Guys. That's the nature of Fall Guys. Playing with someone in Fall Guys is basically playing alone, except now you're not allowed to continue playing. It's one of the minor flaws with Fall Guys. I was watching Krone and Akayu playing Fall Guys together, and Krone actually lied about the fact that she got eliminated, knowing that her friend would continue playing. Because how could she know? Because it's multiplayer Fall Guys. It's meaningless. You can't even spot the other person. You can't help the other person, really. Unless you're both, like... Oh, come on. Unless you're really deep in there, I guess. The version of this that occurred... The Takeshi's Castle, or whatever the hell the name of it is. The real-life version of this makes more sense because there's, what, like, 5 guys doing it at the same time? Plus, there's a guy behind it. Cut that out. No, Amixie, cut that out. There's a guy behind it that's, like, fighting them, so you can actually, like, force your way in. Like, there's things that make that match work. Whereas this one, it's more just wait around for someone else to try the doors. It's the same deal with the tile one. You know the tile one where you have to, like, guess which one works and which one doesn't? It's the same problem. You just get to the one that's very close and just wait for someone else to take the risk. And that gate one that we just did, you just wait until someone else does it, and whenever they fuck up, then you just go to the one that did work. So whoever is the most cautious and watches everyone else fail is the one that gets through. There's just a lot of weird minor oversights in the logic of this game. They're not a big deal ever, but again, it'll be interesting to see what new types of courses that they release in the future will be, since I think they sort of see one or two of these problems. What are your favorite ones, chat? What are your favorite courses to run? I don't exactly have favorites. I have ones that I don't like. That's pretty much it. There are ones that I have distaste for. Whoops. These things sort of look like rattles. Like baby rattles. Aw, get away from me. God damn it, guys. Ugh, hate being around other players. Yeah, the fruit memory game really needs to go. That one's either going to get some major changes or they're just going to remove it. It just feels completely pointless. Even the benefit of basically having a free match where you can earn currency is still kind of a waste of time and it's boring. So, yeah, I don't think that one's going to last too long. There's not really any agency to it. I mean, you can trick people. Like, especially if you're playing with another person, you can run towards a hex knowing that most people are bored out of their minds, so they're not really paying any attention to what you're doing. So you can trick people into jumping on the wrong square, but that's pretty much it. I think I've seen that happen like once. I've done it like once. I got a few people to do it. But that only worked once. Alright, Seesaw. Seesaw, one of the worst ones. Seesaw is a great case for why Fall Guys is miserable if there are too many people around you. Because Seesaw on its own, if you are alone and isolated, is fine. Which only happens whenever you start at the very beginning of the group of people. But the more people get involved, and you notice I'm going this way to avoid that crowd that I saw on the other side of the map. The more people get involved, the more of a clusterfuck it turns into. Why did you fall? Little bean guy, why did you fall down just then? You just jumped slightly. These poor creatures. You think they're the same species as the things from Among Us that have the one giant bone sticking out the center? Nah, they released that Twitter picture. That can't be right. It shows that they have horrifying skeletons. But don't imposters in Among Us also have... Don't they have, like, skeletons? Like, proper skeletons? Not joke, like, bones sticking out of them? Maybe Fall Guys are the imposters. Since the imposters have horrifying skeletons, Big Edis did not benefit him. Thanks, G-Man. I always appreciate the people that sub to my shitty Twitch. Oh, because I don't get to stream too often, and whenever I do, I always have internet problems, which really dampers my mood. Like, you can actually hear the... You can hear the hope draining out of my voice every time that I stream. Because I've dropped 10,000 frames tonight. Which is 5.1% of all frames that I've streamed. You can hear me dying as I look over and see that OBS is turning bright red. Thank you again, Ballin. Sorry, that was not code for please someone poop out a bunch of subs to people. Sorry, I should just keep my mouth shut. Pollen's being very nice tonight. I keep calling you Pollen. You're not Pollen. You're Paul Ben. You're like Pole Ben. Like, it's like someone's saying, we need to make a decision. Quickly, Pole Ben. Good old Pollen. And it's wait, Bullseye? Is it Bullseye or Bullseye? You'll have a limited time. What? What the fuck is a hype train? I don't understand Twitch. I'm so old. I don't understand anything anymore. Thanks, Bullseye. I assume it's Bullseye. Okay, yeah, Bullseye. Okay. You a big fan of Daredevil? There's something about that character. I don't really know that much about him, but he's just such a weird asshole. Let's see what's out here. Oh, let's see what's out here. There's more stuff. Okay, there we go. That's a good way to hurry things along. I mean, you know that you're not going to benefit that early. Whoa, whoa! Calm down, guys. Well, it's not there. I don't mind losing on this. Yeah, yeah. Aww. Oh well. That's another one that probably should see some reevaluation. You notice that one doesn't really work too well. A crown! I finally got a crown. I've never gotten one. Although technically they are kind of useless on their own, aren't they? You actually need two for them to matter. Oh well. Welcome, Jay Can't do? What can't you do, though? Thanks, Jay. And thank you, Real Thiel. Not Real Fell, but Real Thiel. I appreciate your many Thiels. He's not the fake Thiel, he's the real one. And thank you, Bullseye, for continuing to confuse me with... Are those bits? It animates differently than I notice, that I remember. Is that new? God, I don't know what's going on Twitter at all. Or Twitter, not Twitter, Twitch. I don't understand Twitch at all. Everything changes too quickly. As OBS continues to go into the red. Yeah, I do have a pity crown. That's the... You have failed. You have failed so consistently, just have one. Good lord, Strident. Behave yourself. Thank you, Strident Song, for ruining so many people's lives. Now they'll be encouraged to come back to my stream because they have a sub. Which won't work because I probably won't be streaming, knowing me. I was kind of tempted to actually stream, I was kind of tempted to stream myself doing the whole VTuber thing. But it's so... Like, Paige was trying to talk to me the other night whenever I was doing that. It's like, I cannot do these two things at the same time. It's too complicated. Thank you, Jay Can't Do. I appreciate your continued abuse of my your abuse of my channel via sub arrows being shot into the heavens. I like to imagine subscriptions as arrows from 300 raining down. Oh my god! I just noticed that one. Hold on, Fall Guy 1686. I noticed its hair That is horrifying. Something about the little bean things actually having real hair is really disturbing. Oh well, anyways. Thank you again, Ms. Bullseye. I don't think I actually have... I don't know... I don't even really know how to easily track how many subs I have. I'm sure it's somewhere in Twitch. But I assume I don't really have that many of them, because, of course, I don't really stream that often. All the same, thank you, Bullseye. The other night, I was actually watching, I was actually watching Yanners. And, of course, Yanners becomes a mess very easily. She panics and feels really insecure about herself and her self-worth, because most streamers do. And thank you, Jay. Oh my god. Bless your soul. Bless your heart, Jay. You can do. But she had a similar thing happen to her, where she was streaming and then someone Strident, thank you. I can't keep up with you guys. One of you is going to do that, and I won't be able to look over and see that it happened. But someone donated a fairly substantial amount, I think. And, that sent her into a panic where she started crying, of course, because it's Yanners. And then, like, people could, like, sense the blood in the water. Because that happens on Twitch streams. Especially with the young weepy-eyed VTuber girls. They sensed the blood in the water, so all the sharks went after her and started donating and subbing like crazy. Jeez, stop that. Jay can't do. Again, thank you for gifting subs to all those people whose names I won't read. So as a result, I think she spent like the next hour just in tears reading off names and apologizing. Thank you, Strident. It almost feels like I'm watching someone, like two people running through a mall just clubbing people with hammers. And I'm the mall cop being like, thank you. Thank you for your abuse of random shoppers. Okay, I received level 5 hype train emote? What is that? I don't understand. See, you did that, and I don't understand any of it. No, no! Okay, we got to level 5 or something. Congratulations, everyone. We did it? I don't really understand what any of that stuff means, so I'm going to make the assumption that it was a good thing. And we'll have this... I forgot that's me! No, wait, it's not. Yes, it is! It is me! Oh my god. This is so bad. I actually forgot that the how's it feel thing, I forgot that I'm the one that did it. I forgot that's my voice. That's so disturbing. It is hello, fellow gamers. I'm so detached. I'm so old. But thank you, you two. Thank you, Jay and Strident, for doing whatever it is that you just did. I don't know what it was, but it was apparently good. How's it feel? I don't think I can even really do it well anymore. Sometimes I think about redoing that video, but also I don't want to, so. How's it feel, see? To be a bitch. Like, it'd be so... It's so badly animated. Anytime I see anyone mention it, and I imagine what it looks like, I'm like, ugh. Like, everything's tweened, and that one part with the Guinevere where I was kind of just guessing, because I'd never done frame-to-frame animation before. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's fucking awful. On rare occasions, I will say something in that What was his name? What was that dragon's name? There was Filicolo, I think is what his actual name was, because that's a joke. And what were their names? I can't remember. But whatever that one's name is, I sometimes do his voice ever so often, just saying shit. Very rarely, though. Go down, please. I'm waiting patiently. Marv. Marv? Did I name him Marv? Is that what his name was? What was the other one? It's like T-Von or something like that. Tyrone? I can't remember. Sometimes I also think about doing another LP, but I feel like it's been so long since I've released like a really major thing that a lot of people would just get angry at me for doing it. I'm not sure what it would be. Sometimes I think about doing an Ocarina of Time playthrough. Although if I did that, I would have to do it via emulator. I don't know how to set up... I have the DS like remake and versions of... I would not do Majora's on remake though. That's a terrible version of the game. So I guess I would have to do it on emulator. Yeah, the Game Grumps one kind of... yeah. I still really enjoy their Ocarina of Time playthrough. That one's really good. Majora's, though, just... ooh, there are so many problems. And apparently a lot of... You again! See? That fucking hair! Oh, it's so creepy. What if I can do this? I can't. No, that's why I don't bother trying to do that. I can't even tell if that's a glitch or not. You. I like how that that soundbite is just gonna play for the rest of the stream now. It doesn't know what to do with itself. I don't even know how the... I'm gonna get the bad cycle on this. Oh shit. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna... Okay, that was worth it. Seeing that ball roll right into my face. That's pretty funny. LPs are a lot easier for me to make because I don't have to worry about my internet. I can just make them, and then that's it. Maybe that's what I should do. I should actually record videos ahead of time and then stream them, but just pretend that it's live. Wait, that wouldn't fix the problem at all. That's stupid. That's the reverse. What would that be? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Because it'd be like I would stream an LP to YouTube, but it would be bad? That's the worst version of events. You know, I actually have it set up to where I can stream to YouTube, but I've never used it because like, streaming to Twitch is one thing because not many people will show up to these in the first place. Because, it's, you know, it's just me and they know that my internet's bad and everything. But if it went to YouTube, I imagine a lot of people that like, just sort of vaguely recognize my name and would want to know who's this, would click on it, and then they would, like, do way more harm than anything. Did you guys see that... some of you guys may not know. The Ocarina of Time speedrun, because I actually keep track of these things, is down to, I think, what is it? Like 15 minutes and 13 seconds? No, I think it's lower than that. Maybe it's like 10 minutes. I can't remember. But the guy did break sub 15 seconds. Anyways, the nature of how that speedrun is run has changed dramatically. Like, a lot of people remember there was the weird thing where you would go up and beat, or go into the Goma boss fight and, like, empty some bugs, and it was some weird thing like that. And that became well known because it was so bizarre. But now, the version of the speedrun now is... It makes no sense. Even whenever someone explains it to you, it makes no sense. Because basically you leave your house and then you just run around getting rupees. And you get past Mito and then you go back after like doing some stuff to your camera. And you just like run in specific locations until your camera glitches out in a very specific way. And then you just run around until you get to the end credits. Like before you had to like go inside of a building and that triggered the end credits, but now it just happens. 7 minutes? Yeah, that sounds a bit more right. I think it's... because he just broke it. It's like 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Go watch it. Like, yeah, go to the speedrun.com, speedruns.com. Yeah, 7 minutes, 13 seconds. That's what it is. Okay. Because that just happened, like, this past week. It's the same strat that they've been using for a while now, but, yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Calm down there, guys. Oh, come on, please. I just want to touch one. Can I touch one? I do know one bit of tech to this. And it's whenever you get grabbed, just throw it. Because you're not going to get out of it. God, if I could just... Yes, yes. No. Jesus Christ. Because if you allow someone to just grab you, then it's just gonna pop out of your hands. But you can actually throw it further, then you can walk with it. Plus, there's no way for them to really stop you from doing it. Give me that egg, bitch. Yeah. Give me that filthy fucking egg. I'll crack this shit open. What is... Wait, what's in the eggs? Yeah, wait. Thank you for that one last... Jay, thank you for that one last insult. One more for good measure. Ah, I've been subbed. There's no way we're gonna win. We did so badly. I'm not even really sure how we did so badly. It just sort of worked out that way. There's no way to recover from it either. I think it's that both of the other teams are also raiding us at the same time. Yeah, there's really nothing to be done. I can just, like, grab them and chuck them, I guess. Well, that's what... Okay. There we go, alright. Oh, anyways. But with the Ocarina of Time speedrun thing, it got so bad. It got so bad that they actually had to create a new category for this, because that had been like a controversy for a long time. Whenever speedruns first sort of took off, not to suggest that there was a time in which everyone started speedrunning, but whenever they first started really gaining traction back in the early 2000s, I guess, and they kind of started getting more organized in 2010s, there was a controversy over what exactly constituted a speedrun. I'm gonna adjust my... I'm getting really tired of looking over and seeing... Give me my mouse cursor. There we go. I'm gonna change my bitrate again, down to 2800. There we go. Maybe that'll help. There was controversy over what exactly constituted speedrun, because the idea with speedrunning originally, of course, was how fast can you beat the game? Like, are you a true master of the game? How fast can you actually do it? But of course, as people started using, like, exploits and oversights to the game in a way that obviously was not intended, it became more controversial because, you know, how do you legislate that? And it varied from game to game. And of course, these days, every game has its own, like, subcategories and things that are very specific to it. But at the time, there was an attempt to sort of legislate the spirit of why people were speedrunning in the first place. So, sites were trying to apply incredibly arbitrary rules to what could or could not be a legitimate speedrun. And that would go down to, like, the timing on frames. It gets complicated. Like, an early example of, like, for Zelda, people got rid of, like, a long list of various glitches that you could do. And, Summoning Salt does a really good video on this, on his history of the, Ocarina of Time any percent speedrun, I think it is. No, that was not Summoning Salt. There was another guy. It was a guy that referenced Summoning Salt. And I can't remember what his name is. But basically, one guy, if I can remember this correctly, got up to, like, the Gerudo Valley gate that leads into the desert, and he did this very specific jump where he would set a bomb and, like, backflip in a way that it launched him over the gate so you don't actually have to open it. And I think you could do that as a child, because you can get over there as a kid. And none of those were exploits exactly, but they were sort of more oversights to how you could move through the game. No, it wasn't bomb hover. That's actually a glitch that was banned. This is just legitimately just using a bomb on yourself and just being flung over a gate. Again with this. What a clusterfuck. Okay. Whoa, someone launched that one. Oh, come on, pick it up. Just gotta pick it up and throw it. Well, pick it up then. Whenever teammates start competing with you. But the speedrun, yeah. As long as we stay up, so let's attack red, I guess. Trying to get them out is way more difficult because you can't really throw them. But at that time, there was a controversy because they were trying not to allow glitches, and this was not a glitch, but it was violating sort of the spirit of the game, of it being speed ran in the first place. And that was one of many things that led to them creating this concept of any percent and glitchless, and even like today, how do you create a category for a game that is being run in a way that whenever people think of how fast can you run this game legitimately, they'll think of it this way. And it's really hard to legislate. Well, Yallow's getting fucked out of the way, so it doesn't really matter. But flash forward to today. Like, today we have all these little weird subcategories and stuff, right? So it doesn't really matter. But now, with, like, this dude... It wasn't this guy. The current world record holder is not the guy that came up with it. But... this strategy that they're doing now is relying on something I think they call arbitrary code execution, I think it is. I have not watched the Made in Abyss movie yet. And they had to come up with this concept of arbitrary code execution because it's gotten so bad. Because that's how this speedrun of Ocarina of Time works now. I think they're actually splitting it between the Ace category and the any percent category, even though they're technically the same thing. Because it's like, you remember how in Mario World, the Yoshi one, whatever, I can't remember what its name is. The speedrun of that is basically you like run forward and you like pick up an item at the same time that Yoshi does or something. I can't remember what it is. But that sort of just leads to the credits somehow. And that's because of arbitrary code execution. Like, you can actually manipulate events in the game in such a way that it accidentally creates the right conditions that fuck with the game so hard that it causes... whoa! Holy fuck! I was the first one in, too. It actually creates conditions to just lead to the credit screen, for example. Yeah. Yoshi Island or Mario World? I can't remember. But that's arbitrary code execution. And the Ocarina of Time one works the same exact way. Where you're screwing up the camera in such a way that it affects how the game loads information. So the entire concept of what a speedrun is kind of just stops working. To the point where it's like the novelty of seeing it once is cool. Like that's the thing about speedruns that's really interesting. Because you can watch that happen once, and it doesn't matter if someone actually beats it. It's not interesting to watch the newer, slightly faster version, because you know it's the exact same thing where a guy is like shaving milliseconds off of, you know, running through a corner, or maybe he cuts a plant in a slightly different way, or something else that doesn't matter. It's not really interesting. Whereas if you're watching someone do a quote-unquote legitimate speedrun, especially if it's a longer one, that's one of the reasons why that long form, like every dungeon, every boss speedruns are also interesting. Because it sort of forces the conditions in a way where there's actually room for mistakes. And because there's room for mistakes, it's actually interesting to watch. I think the worst combination might be something like Wind Waker, where... Like, Wind Waker is an incredibly long game if you're speedrunning it. So the any percent of Wind Waker is both really, really long, and is also exploding with glitches. Like, you basically can't speedrun it at all without glitches. Guys, come on. I hate Seesaw for this reason. If you're not one of the first people in, it just turns into this. This is the worst part about Seesaw. Great. I'm gonna get sent back. Oh, wow. It actually... Huh. God, Seesaw's terrible whenever you start at the back. Or even if, like, people start clustering together a little bit too much at the start. There's too many people on both sides. God damn it. You just have to be really careful on Seesaw. I feel like watching, you know, whatever the Ocarina of Time, like, all-dungeon run is now. It's been a while since I watched one of those. I'm still getting red while streaming. I'm gonna have to call them in the morning, I guess. There must be something... Oh, this is remixed. That's weird. I've never seen it like this before. I always like the greedy people on Seesaw. Like the ones that just want to stand. Like they're in such a rush. We're not going to make it out of the way. The ones that stand at the very edge and weigh everything down because they're like, no, you go do it. You wait on the other side for me! And they just sit there, they're like petulantly stomping their feet and waiting for other people to lose so that they can win. Rather than just walking back for a few seconds and then walking back to the other side. Like if you would just cooperate for a split second, then you would make it. Like you would be one of the winning group if you would just cooperate just a little bit. But no, some people are so incredibly selfish that they will more than gladly fuck over everyone else. It's the thing I despise most about Fall Guys. There are just too many people crowded in too small of a space. Which is the entire premise of Fall Guys. But it's also why I really don't play Fall Guys that much. Because I just really don't enjoy playing it. It doesn't make me angry or despondent or anything. It's just, eh. I just, whenever I play Fall Guys, I feel really neutral. Do any of you other guys feel that way about games? Where there's really no highs, but there are no lows either? Where you're, like, I don't know, like, your successes or wins in the game don't really bring you much joy, but also your losses don't really feel like they're earned anyway, so you don't care about those either. Yeah, Warframe's probably a good example of that. With Warframe, there's basically no successes or failures ever. Unless it's like escorting a fucking drone across the plains of Eidolon. Then those fucking things will explode in like a millisecond. And the game wags its finger at you like you did something wrong. It's just a game where you waste some time. You remember that guy that was... that guy that was complaining about the other guy that was really good at Fall Guys? It's like, this is just how you ruin the experience for yourself. Yeah. Wooly and Pat, I think, were talking about that on the podcast one week, weren't they? But I see where both of them are coming from. Of course, Wooly especially is so into fighting games, I can't imagine he really understands the mentality. It's the whole try-hard thing, that argument, yet again. But the idea of concentrating so hard and fighting tooth and nail on every single match, I can really see how that would ruin the game experience for yourself if you were that hardcore about being obsessed over every single game and being that intense. I wouldn't want to be around someone like that. So I get that angle. But also, I imagine that one guy, it was coming from more of a place of him just being upset that he wasn't that good at the game. So I see both sides of it. Notice how you can't really get over these teeth easily? Like, you sort of like, if you don't jump, you kind of just bump. See that one unicorn fairy guy? He just exploded into the sky. This is something that would make me enjoy Fall Guys more if there was way more, like, physics fuck-ups. Not that they would happen all the time, but if it was way more catastrophic, I guess, when it did happen. Okay. I have been playing Warframe not a lot lately, but I have been playing it lately. Still pretty boring. Just, there's really nothing to do in Warframe. I do enjoy trying to roll ribbons in a way. I was talking about this on Shy's thing that she did last Sunday, which I had to do on my cell phone. Since my internet was so bad, I actually had to use my cell phone's internet to be able to talk to them. It was that bad. Anyways, I was talking to them about it. I do enjoy the concept of ribbons, but the way that they're implemented is just awful, of course. I got a roll earlier today, which for a melee weapon is actually not that great, but it was I was trying to roll a ribbon that was slash-based. And I got critical hit, critical damage, and something else I can't remember. And it got negative slash. So basically it was a quote-unquote perfect ribbon roll, except it got a negative in the one thing... You dumbass. That it got a negative in the one thing that I could not possibly have gotten a negative in. Like, it's the one thing I did not want. Cherry banana. Over here, just kidding. Shy is, yeah, she does streams and she does Warframe content mainly. She might get angry if I say mainly. Cherry, banana, orange. Oh, I don't even know where that one is. I didn't see one. Good thing I can just run over to where everyone else is, and it doesn't even matter. This one is not hard page. It's the easiest one in the game. Yeah, Shy's name on YouTube is, Quite Shallow? Yeah, okay. Someone link her, by the way. Go grab her YouTube or Twitch and, throw it in here. Throw it in chat for me, if you would. Because she's fun. I wouldn't rely on her for analysis or anything, but it's fun. She's fun. Welcome, Hell Squad. You made us listen to that How's It Feel thing one last time. Thank you, Hell Squad. Whoa. Jumping into those things does nothing. Man, blue's really ripping ass, aren't they? There we go. Let's get down here. Let's go fuck with Red. Those bitches. I'm here to fuck with you, Red. I'm a little asshole. I'm here to bitch at you. Ha ha ha. I'm an ass. I don't like that YouTube does that auto-generated nonsense these days. I want a name. It makes it really hard to, like, if someone is spamming you with, like, fake claims, like they're impersonating another channel, it makes it really hard to track things down whenever everyone's channel name is a bunch of random nonsense. Anyways. Oh, sorry, but yeah, with Rivens, if you could just lock Rivens, like with that example I gave where I got that almost perfect Riven, if I could just lock all of them, even in fucking Star Trek Online you can do this. That's embarrassing. But if you could just lock them... Whoop. Oh well. Then you wouldn't have that problem. Ew. I couldn't quite make that one. Oh, shit. Yep, that's what happens. Every time. It's always worrisome whenever you're on one of these things and you notice, hey, there's barely anyone around me. And it's not because you're doing really well. It's just because everyone else is doing well and you're the only loser. Oh! Oh, I'm terrible at that one. No, this is never going to be the one on that particular course. I'm terrible at that course. I don't see how anyone ever survives that one. Anytime I actually see someone win on that one, they actually know what they're doing. And they're being very, very careful about it. But yeah, trying to, like, having to go through, like, 6 missions to be able to gain enough Kuva to re-roll a Riven once. God, that's pathetic. That's probably the worst thing about it, is that you make no progress. You can waste all of your time. Like, you can waste your entire day gaining Kuva to re-roll 1 Riven, and you make 0 progress. Because you can't lock your successes. And you don't gain anything from it, aside from, like credits, or, like, some crummy resources from basic missions. But with ribbons, they're so terrified of it might affect our platinum sales. We can't do that. Oh, baby doesn't want platinum to get affected, so they refuse to improve it. DE's platinum shit is so transparent. Like, every single time they release one of these big open area, like, islands, you can always tell they intentionally fuck up something just so that it will generate platinum sales. Jesus Christ. Like with the whole necromech thing, they knew what they were doing. A drop rates that are lower than fucking legendary cores from sorties. Fuck off with that. For basic ass mods that don't even matter. For the necromechs. They knew what they were doing. And the reason why that they do that is because they know that people are going to want to be done with this shit. So of course they're going to look for someone else that has 2 of the goddamn things, and they're just going to buy it off of them for platinum. And of course, because they're so goddamn rare, and because everyone knows that they want to get this crap done with, because it doesn't actually matter, and it's not fun to deal with this problem over and over and over again for months at a time, that the platinum cost for whatever it is going to be astronomical. It's going to be like 2,000 or something platinum. Just for a mod that you don't even want. And so DE always does this intentionally, just so that they can generate platinum sales for just a little bit, to be able to grind out a little bit of money out of the super whales. And then once they have looked at their numbers, they're like, okay, we probably have wrung enough blood out of the stone as we can. Then they'll be like, we've reevaluated our system. We've heard your feedback. And by the way, I'm like pressing my hands together in sort of like a prayer thing, like I'm innocent. We've looked at the feedback that you've given us, and after careful consideration, and the consideration is something that they thought about months ago, whenever they were developing the area in the first place, we've decided to ease up the restriction on drops and increase the drop chance just for you. Because we're such nice people. We love you, players. Fuck off. It isn't full of goddamn soul in the universe. Every last motherfucker in the world knows what you're doing, you dumb bitches. So yeah, I would never be partnered with Warframe. I really don't tolerate that. Yeah, you wouldn't want me to... Not that I'm a badass or anything like that. That's not what I'm getting at. But you wouldn't want me in a room with anyone from Digital Extremes. Just because I don't have a filter. Like, I would just ask them point blank these things, and they would get upset because it's publicly visible. Rebecca is not... Like, Rebecca does what she can. She communicates the information that she can communicate, and then... she gets ignored. Like, that's what the problem is. Get away from me, you freaks! Good enough. Alright. Anything to get away from that. God, I hate being around... Alright. This is how I play Fall Guys, by the way. I eventually get to the point where I don't even pay attention to what I'm really doing. Yeah, Bile is pretty bad. Some of the like, Bile is the worst one because there's so few resources that you can use. And oh my god, the Railjack resources are the worst. If you guys don't know, Warframe introduced the helmet system where you can destroy a basic frame and transfer that frame's ability from that now dead frame onto any other frame that you want. But the resources required for it are debatably astronomical. Especially if you don't pace yourself and you try to do too many of them at the same time. But if you just do one a day and are careful about which ones you use, then it's fine. But the railjack resources, like you can... I forget which one it is that I'm thinking of that's in Bile. But you can... It's like... I remember what it looks like. It's like I can't remember. Not pustules. Brain. But anyways, but the ones from Railjack, yeah. Like, Railjack resources, you almost never make them. Like, they're very scarce. And it's so bad that some people are like, I've been playing shit tons of Railjack, and the helmet system wants me to spend 1,000 of this resource, and lifetime I've only ever made 900 of it. And I think even on stream there was one instance of Reb thinking about what to use, and she realized that she didn't have enough. Like, she didn't even have enough to be able to even consider spending it. It's ridiculous. And there's no reason for that either. It's like they're so not dialed in to Railjack itself because they obviously don't care. Like, that's how DE works. They'll evaluate a system for like a week, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and they'll just leave it that way for years. That's how they've always been. It's like they're so out of the loop on Railjack resources as a whole that whenever they set the requirements for them, the person doing it didn't even know how much they were worth. Or, alternatively, the more cynical version of this is they knew how much they were worth, and they were just hoping that someone would fuck themselves in the ass and, like, eradicate all the resources. Just because, haha, fuck you. Or something, I don't know. God, I'm not paying any attention to what I'm doing. I've kind of lost all hope as far as winning anything in this game goes, so I've kind of detached myself from what I'm doing. Come on, you can do it. Aha! Oh yeah, Oxium has always been a problem. Everyone remembers Oxium because everyone had to do that shitty-ass Oxium farm. Like, Cryo is still really bad. Some people say, oh, I have shit tons of Cryo, and those are the people that really, for some reason, really enjoy doing excavations. I don't know why you would enjoy doing excavations, especially whenever they're like level 1 and you're fighting level 100 enemies. But that's another matter. But you really have to go out of your way to gather enough Cryo to be able to do anything. I still have an ephemera that I need to build. By the way, the ephemeras that leave a trail behind you as you walk look terrible. Most of them you can't even see them. If you have not seen it and don't know what I'm talking about, look up video or something of the like blazing step ephemera, I think it is. Get away from me, fucking fruit. It sounds out of context. But like, imagine Nezha's 1, except it looks like shit, and it leaves like one itty bitty little bitty flame that you can barely see. Can't even see the goddamn thing. It's pathetic. If this was a Warframe stream, yeah, I forgot. In my last Warframe stream, I was actually talking about fixing Atlas and fixing Loki, and I sort of figured out what I wanted to do with Atlas, and I can't even remember what it was now. But since then, I reworked Loki, and I wrote it all down, because it was such a burden, and I wanted to make sure that I remembered it for the future. Even though it won't matter, because DE will, even if you leave like here's my idea for so-and-so, no one's gonna read it. Especially if you leave it on the official forums, because they take official forum, like, things like that, and they toss them inside of a mega thread, and then it just dies, and not a single person reads them. Oh, I started with the tail for once. Well, that kind of fucks me. Yeah, I could just give it to someone at first. Get away from me, freak. Owl freak. What the fuck was that? That's why it's not good for me to have the tail. Come here, owl bitch. Owl bitch. Hootie ass motherfucker. You should ask Mr. Owl. Ask Mr. Owl what it feels like to be a bitch. He'll know. Because he's an old bitch. Come here, you old bitch. Give me them tails. It won't matter yet. I really shouldn't get it this early. If I get one of these tails at all. It's too dangerous to get the tail this early. Really, you want to do it with like 12 seconds or something left. Give me that tail. Give me that sweet ass. Now, if you're lucky, no one will notice you doing this. 4, 3, 2. Okay, looks like we're good. Yeah, I was talking about the weird Fall Guy anatomy earlier. Yeah, my idea with Atlas was basically building up to a giant room-clearing punch that you can do if you so desire. Giving him a resource, like turning rubble into a resource meter instead of it being that powers your abilities, rather than it simply being like 1500 armor, which is pathetic. And also turning most of his abilities into like sort of sarin spores that spread around petrification. That's mighty close. Oh, okay. At first I thought that I was spawned inside of it or something. Oh, it's the droppy one again. Uh-oh. Is this the end for... Oh, no, it's not. We don't want to be on that purple one. Dun, 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 dun. Sure would be embarrassing if I fell off when it was this slow. That would be really embarrassing. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. It was way too close. Oh, yeah, yeah, I had the inverse thing. Last time I was doing that, I had the realization that I should be on the one that's closest. But for some reason I had in my head, yeah, I need to go to the one that's furthest away. That one's safe. But it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It was the reverse of that. I do enjoy seeing it coming and having both of those things perfectly aligned and there's no way around it. You just know that death is approaching. That is pretty funny. Stridon, are you continuing to abuse people in there? You naughty lad. How dare you? Oh, I haven't eaten anything. I forgot. I'll get to eat something once I'm done. Yeah, Warframe is free, quote-unquote. But it's also a game of... Warframe is not a game where you win. It's a game where you, gain a big arsenal of things and you play with it. And in order to gain an arsenal of things very quickly, or even at a reasonable pace, you have to spend money. Otherwise, you're kind of... you're really limited. Like, Forma is one of the most expensive things in Warframe just because you use it so much. And there's not really a way to obtain it reliably. Like, you do relics to be able to gain blueprints to build a Forma, but they're not reusable. And once you start building it, it takes like a day to complete it. And you can't build another one in the meantime. So everything is like on a daily timer constantly. And if you're like, I'm gonna Forma this weapon today, you're gonna have to like use up like 6 or something Forma. Whoa, I'm gonna use this. Aw. I can see why they included that Big Yeetus thing. Because that's basically exactly what I was talking about. About having more physics-based shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah. Also, more importantly, in Warframe, if you want to look pretty, you must spend money. You can't grind for Tenogen. Either you have it or you don't. But those are just cosmetic skins. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Actually, I would, but I really want my skins. If you could not fashion in Warframe, I would not be playing it. Oh yeah, you do have to sort of buy colors in Warframe. There are some palettes that you are you're restricted by. I really need to ask them about my upload. I really hope they didn't restrict my account again. Maybe it has something to do with... No. Maybe it has something to do with the server that I'm streaming to. I can't remember which one I'm doing. I don't think it's automatic either. See, this has been a good Cecil run so far, anyways. This has been a good Cecil run so far because I was one of the ones up front. Aw, you fucked up. You fucked up. And because I was able to sort of stay away from people, at least for a time. Get away. God, it's the worst whenever you see that one guy that's like spastically jittering around next to you. And if you just wanted to jump from one location to another, it would be the easiest thing in the world because there's this one guy in a dinosaur or a chicken costume, and he's like, they're like, well, I'm fucked. Can't do anything because there's one moron next to me. Come on. There you go. I wish Fall Guys had like a gun. Or just a knife, a shiv. What if in Fall Guys, once per day, you had a shiv? And you could use it once per day. But your little Fall Guy Bean Man would just pull out that little shiv and it's just like a sharpened piece of wood or something. And you just grab another bean and just stab the shit out of him in the side. And there's like a really prolonged animation of the guy going down and like going... And he just, like, there's no blood and, like, confetti comes out. It's like confetti sprays everywhere. And it kind of fucks you because the animation freezes you in place. So there'd be, like, tech to it, where you're on the seesaw, and you know, well, if I use it here, then I'll fall, and it'll reset my animation. But it will kill him in the process. So it's mainly just, like, give the other person something to think about. Like, if you fuck with me, I have, once per day, the ability to destroy your life. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I don't ask for much. I don't think that's that complicated. Get away from me. Get away from me, you little freaks. Disgusting little bean freak. There is not a single obstacle in this entire game that's worse than a big slog, a big slobber knocker full of these fucking other players. They cause more problems than any obstacle. God. Like, that fucked me over just because that one throng of other players was next to me. Oh, well. Welcome... Wait, CPL? Corporal? Elemina? Elemina. There we go. Elemina. Corporal Elemina. Welcome to die. So yeah, point being, I really wish that you could, like, stab someone to death. Or, like, set them on fire. Or, like, unscrew their face, like their little hatch face that everyone has. And just, like, grab their brain. Grab their brain and just shake them. And just scream at them, what is wrong with you? Why are you like this? And then you calmly replace the brain hatch. And then go about your day. Welcome, Sven Holgersson. Welcome. I have this fantasy sometimes. Like, if I had the ability to cast a single magic spell, like in real life, the spell I would want to cast would be one where you could, like, ensconce someone in a sphere of perpetual torment, in which the worst agony a human being could experience is something that they experience for all time, but they're made immortal. So they're just like a floating orb of hatred and pain that's just constantly screaming because the agony never subsides. And then you could, like, put a sign next to them that no one wants to go near because they're just stuck there. Like, you can't move them or make them quiet. And the sign is like, this dude cut me off in traffic, and it has, like, your name. And everyone's like, dude, I'm not cutting him off in traffic anymore. You know, just to give people something to think about. What do you mean, why? Don't you think about some things like this? I don't know. Doesn't seem too abnormal to me. Don't tell me you guys don't think a fucked up thing. I know what you are. You're all humans like me. I know what you're up to. I know what kind of shit you're into. But yeah, the ability to completely... The ability to create a cenotaph. You guys know what a cenotaph is? The ability to create a cenotaph of absolute anguish that will be remembered for the rest of eternity because someone was an asshole. Ah, oh, that'd be great. Anyways. I think about murder. Do you have any secret thoughts, Billy? Sometimes I imagine stabbing my father in the throat. We all do, Billy. We all do. Keep an eye on Billy. The kid's fucked up. I have a pretty big knife. I use it for opening boxes sometimes. It's not a box cutter, it's legit just a big knife. Every time I pull it out, I'm like, I could kill someone pretty easily with this. This is a sharp, big knife. I could do a lot of damage. Ironic hell? Like a hell that people go to and it's something that reflects their nature? Like Homer eating a bunch of donuts? I don't know. I mean, the thing about that is that it's not like anyone is gonna learn anything. It's not like if you get to hell and you're like forced into eating a million donuts, or for the rest of time you're forced to listen to the excruciating voice of someone with your exact pitch and tone because you're just awful to listen to, or whatever it is, I don't know. then it's not like you're going to be like, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to improve as a person. No, it's hell. It's just shitty from that point forward. Like, the concept, anyways. Like, really, it's pointless. Even in my scenario, where I'm effectively creating hell for someone. Yeah, everyone get right here. Never mind. Haha, just kidding. Even in my scenario, where I'm effectively creating a capsule of hell that everyone can look at, people still can, like, look at him and tell stories about the guy that's trapped in the hell sphere. And they're like, that's Eli's hell sphere. That guy got put there because of his political leanings or something. Or because he touched the wrong person at the wrong time or whatever. Like, he did some fucked up shit. And the people that are still alive, and this guy is still alive, he's just, like, stuck in perpetual torment, right? Can be like, let's not do that. Let's tell stories about this. 300 years in the future, when that guy's still alive, still screaming, people can be like, what's the deal with Screamo? And they'll tell the story until someone fucks up the story. Then it'll be a story that's the exact opposite of the thing that you actually wanted, and no one will learn anything. Just like real stories. Point being is that hell as a concept doesn't really work. Unless it's me doing it. Then it works. Get away from me. For a full minute? No, here, just take it. Take it. Take it. I'm just gonna stand here. There's no point to me running around for a full minute. Alright, I'm gonna sit here and wait for a while. Because it doesn't matter. He ate dry cereal. He ate sometimes I eat dry cereal out of the box, like I just reach in and pull out a handful. Oh, I still have some cereal left. I love Honey Bunches of Oats. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm an old man. I really enjoy, like, this, like, cereal, like, this basic old man cereal. Like, Rice Chex. Oh, I would love to eat some Rice Chex right now. But unfortunately, like, cereal is really, really high in calories. So there's really no point. Ah. That's why you don't run around with that shit. Just grab one at the end. That course sucks. Of course that's risky, because you never know if someone's gonna run in at the wrong moment or something. I have to be careful about my volume. I keep accidentally peaking my microphone. I love Honey Bunches of Oats and Rice Chex. I do like, Reese's. Whatever those, Reese's Puffs, I think they're called. I haven't had them in a long time. I do like those, though. Alright, not gonna bother running over there. Let's just stand right here. Woo. Really, you just need to be in a location where you can take advantage of the 6 strats. At least with this one, you have to be active. Like, you can't just go AFK until the last 15 seconds. So that's good. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah, shit. I fucked that one. Oh, well. I keep forgetting that I have teammates. There's something really fun about jumping and then leaping. It's my favorite thing to do in this game. The one satisfaction that I have, this godforsaken earth. There should be a more physics-based game that really wants you to fuck things up. Oh, come on. Being on this carousel is not good. I don't much care for that. So many points. Ah. Oh. We're gonna lose. Oop. Come to me, my sweet. Aha! Take that, freak! Something comforting about calling people freaks. Maybe it's because I am a freak. Oh my god. This how bad my lag is. I'm being, like, grabbed from miles away. God damn it. Yeah, I don't have time. I was gonna grab this one. Nah, couldn't even cut corners. I don't even... Why do they even show you the lost screen? It seems kind of pointless. Shut up, freak. I do remember watching Game Grumps play Mario Maker. And there's this one time when Aaron got really frustrated with some level where Bowser was blocking his way. And every time that he would line up to jump over him, Bowser would, like, replicate his movements. So he tried to jump over him, and Bowser jumped up. And Aaron is like, why do you keep jumping all the time, you fucking freak? You're a freak! And he got really angry. And then, like, immediately after, he started laughing like a madman. I can't really yell. Like, I have my mic set up. I'm even peeking now. I usually talk very calmly and, like, evenly. So whenever I actually do raise my voice, even as a gag, it really peaks the audio really badly. I have the unfortunate distinction of my ordinary speaking voice almost not being a whisper, but it's very low. So whenever I do yell, I yell big. I do a big yell. I should spend some time to customize my character. I enjoy having my black bean with the yellow face, but I guess I could do something with him. I don't really have anything, though. Because I don't like logging in for that FOMO shit. Uh-oh. My family, unfortunately, has a tendency... Most of the rest of my family are a bunch of loudmouth morons that constantly are talking and having nothing to say. I'm sort of the oddball out because I really don't say much of anything. Oh, I didn't even notice you. I usually don't say much of anything. Wow, that was close. What did I get? Fucking nothing! Yay! I'm a loser! But another family trait that we do have is that we also have explosive, like, waves of anger whenever we actually do get angry. Which my dad is pretty much always angry. So he's always screaming about something, but whenever he actually gets angry, he'll go completely red in the face, and he becomes completely incomprehensible. Whereas with me, I will get, like, sort of frustrated sometimes, but that's pretty much it. But whenever I actually, like, legit get angry, then I kind of lose my mind. But that has not happened in many, many years. I don't like the idea of me having kids, not because I don't think that my traits will get passed on correctly, so much as I fear the horrible, like, family traits that I see in my family getting passed on, even though I don't really exhibit many of them. Just the idea that I would have, like, a son and he would pop out and he would act like my dad does or something. That would be like a nightmare for me. I would not want that. I think it's just better if whatever is in my genetic line to just die out. Because whatever that is not working. I was kind of just a happy accident, and even I don't work that particularly well. So many things can go wrong in development, though. Kind of depends on what you view as far as the weight of nature versus nurture. Because on one hand, I got really fucked up as a kid. But also at the same time, I spent so much time alone and just like reading encyclopedias that I did grow up with a more... Like, I wanted to be more in tune with science and being aware of things like confirmation biases and things like that. So the fact that I did get fucked up also led to me escaping a lot of the same trappings that people in this area usually fall into. I kind of imagine that... Oh god, horse hooves. That's horrifying. I kind of imagine if I had a quote-unquote ordinary upbringing, especially from someone in this area, then I probably would have just grown up to be yet another idiot. So in a way, it's kind of good that I got fucked up. Hard to say. You'd have to jump across universes. Go into the cowboy dimension where everyone has cowboy hats. That also just so happens to be the one where little Eli had a positive upbringing and was not abused relentlessly as a kid. And then see what he's up to. Probably selling insurance or some stupid shit like that. What a loser. It's so weird to me sometimes. Like, I think about what people that aren't artists do. Like, wow. There's just nothing going on for most people. Like, most people just... Like, what do? They just work at a store? Or they sell insurance, or they pole dance. Then they go home and watch Twitch streams. They find some mildly attractive person to screw, and then they pop out a couple more, and then they die. That's it. Oh my god. Is that what life is, guys? Holy shit. So good to be an artist. No! Not the pole. Get away from me, Polly. That's my name for the pole. Oh god damn it, you fucking horseman. Get away from me, you freaks. Get away from me, you freaks! Will I make it? I will. Hooray. What are people saying no to? I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, about, most... Sorry, did I make you guys... Did I cause you to become aware of the travesty that is existence? Sorry. I think about that on a daily basis, so it has no effect on me at all. Man, life is awful, isn't it? Ew, I'm yellow. Like a sick turd. Guys, if you were a turd, what kind of turd would you be? I don't mean like a human turd. I mean like just a turd. Would you be like a runny turd or a clumpy one? Would you be like sheep turds and be like... would you be a series of pellets? Would that be your existence? Would you be one of those like, whoa, there's nothing in here? Would you be like one of those tapeworm sort of shits? Wow, I'm bad at defense too. I'm trying my best, guys, to defend. I'll have to put my trust into I'll have to put my trust into all the other players. Wow. We're gonna lose. I can't do this on my own. Yeah, there's no way I can prevent this from happening. At least blue also seems to be getting screwed. Wow, he got it there fast. They make such little pathetic noises. There's nothing I can do. May as well just leave and... Come on, man. Standing there? God, get off of me. The worst is whenever it's your teammates that are holding you. Like you're just trying to pick up that stray egg and like 2 other yellows get right next to you. And they're like, no, me! I'm like, no, you idiot. You're fucking over everything. A gold one that I have no chance of doing anything with. Well, that's definitely one where you really have no control over it. Are you going to exit? Guess not. Alright, guess we're just stuck here for a while. Staring at my bright yellow bean, which is destroying my eyes. Good old Fall Guys. Good Fall Guys. Okay. Can I... Nope, can't do anything. Nope, nope, it's frozen. Excellent, excellent. Well then. Fantastic. Cool. Let's play Dress Up. Let's see what's in the store. Probably garbage. Oh, that's why people were getting this. What the fuck is Gris? Ugh. No thank you. Valentine. Huh, how come it comes out as pink? I guess it's because of my... I don't want to dress up as a toucan. I don't really care to dress up as a boxer. Oh, it's just an ordinary-ass t-shirt. It's not really a t-shirt, exactly. But this is an example of something that I would buy. Because it's not something stupid. Kind of glowy. Interesting. Okay, that's all I want from that. Even though I have 16,000 or whatever tokens. How do I... Yeah, this one. I did like the steel one. I should probably actually... Let me first do this. Yeah, I barely have anything. I have a tutu. I got whatever that is. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Fall Guys fashion. There's just nothing going on. I just want a t-shirt and a pair of pants. That's really all I want. And it can't even do that. The best you can do is get these giant, like, diaper swimming trunks that look like you took a big dump in your pants. That's the reason why I walk around all naked. Because there's just nothing going on. Don't like that, don't like that. No, 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 no. Yep, that's why I look like this. Because there's just nothing going on. Yeah, it's okay. It looks like I spray painted it on myself, but I guess that's the point. It's pretty much the exact same thing that I was already doing. Oh yeah, that was the new one. That's why it looks different. Yep. Huh, that's... Maybe it's because my vision is being burned, but the white one actually looks like it's a slightly different shade of pink. Well, whatever. Alright, that's good enough. Whatever. Alright, one last one, I guess. We got kind of close to winning a few times, didn't we? I think there was 1 or 2 where I got top 5. No, there was one where I almost got to the crown, but another guy was waiting on it. But I was still pretty far off from actually succeeding. I'm kind of doubt that I'll ever actually win a game in this. It's kind of funny because I actually had an easier time winning in PUBG and What was the other one that came out? Blackout? It's more difficult to win in Blackout than it was in PUBG. But I actually got more wins in those than I ever will in this game. This game's way more difficult to... I guess because there's so much less control. Of course, to be fair, in the first-person shooter games, in between me not being good at PvP and first-person shooters and my internet being bad, I mainly just hid in corners and waited and tried to pick off the last guy in secret. And ended up making almost no money as a result. But it worked. Wow, I look really weird as a steel thing. Pretty cool. I like how shiny he is. Look like some sort of bead that you put in your butt. Or like a chrome bearing. It makes me think of greasing the equipment before we go into the fields. Because you have to grease ball bearings in order for the equipment to work at all. Come on! Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one. Yeah, okay. Have not been having any luck. Let's do one more. Yeah, it's just the crown you get for leveling up. I kind of just wanted to try something new. I do that in games with actual fashion. I won't ever just settle on one thing. I always change things up. Like if I log in to just fuck around in Star Trek Online, I'll change my ship and layout like 3 or 4 times in the course of a couple of hours, just because I enjoy doing different things. And in Warframe, I don't change my fashion too much in Warframe because it's a little bit more difficult to get it back after you get rid of it. But I will typically change my look in that pretty consistently too. I never understood people that will get one weapon and one look and that's the thing that they do for the rest of eternity. What a boring person to play a game that way. Can you imagine that, like, playing Dark Souls and the first weapon you pick up is the weapon you use for the rest of time? And apparently, according to their analytics, some people do that. They'll just pick up one thing. Of course, you have people like Pat, of course, that is like, the great sword's the best one. This is the only one I'll ever use. Like, you're never going to try anything else? No, everything's not as good. Why? Because you read that on, like... Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh, there is like a thing down here. I never knew that was there. I forgot about that. The Black Knight shield is the best shield? It's like, what? What are you talking about? It weighs like 5 units. Why in the world do you... Whatever. I think he ended up tricking Wooly into using that the entire playthrough. Like, really? The Black Knight shield? Why? I can use a fucking heater shield at 2 weight and it does the exact same fucking thing. Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse. Well, one more, I guess. Give her a little idiot bean man something to jump for joy about. I started well, but I'm losing concentration. But yeah, I want to try everything. If I find something, I'll want to try it. Even sometimes if I... Thanks, Garden Hill. Garden Hills, that's actually a pretty name. Peach was not subscribed? How dare you? You bitch! What was I just saying? Oh, even if it's like an ugly, something that I think is fashionably, like, ugly, I'll still try to make it work. Especially if you can combine it with something to sort of conceal it, or to use it in conjunction with something else to make it have, like, a different appearance. Like if clothing has layers, for example, you can get away with a lot of stuff that way. I'll give everything a whirl. Like, I'll try all sorts of crazy things. The meta chasers always disappoint me. There have been some games like Guild Wars, for example, where I was like one of the people that created metas. Because apparently not many people really understood that game. And I played it a lot because I was young me and I just had lots of spare time. So I learned what every single skill did, and I was really good at putting them together. God, get away from me, you little freaks. God. So I would be one of many people that would come up with builds and then mention that I was doing those online, and people would see that they worked really well, or they would see me and other people using them, and they would just copy and imitate what we were doing. So it's always, I don't know, it's like kind of neat but also disappointing to get away from me, you little idiot. God, fucking grabbers, especially the ones that use the lag and like grab you from a mile away. But it's disappointing being the meta people that will create them because you're being creative, and then people will just come across and just steal your work and be like, "This is the best one." It's not the best one. It's the latest one that we came up with. Very frustrating. I always like watching the people that, at the very end, are standing there waving, and they're like, "Welcome," and then, for whatever reason, like a guy that's passing by them grabs them, and they don't expect it. And then they get fucked because they don't make it in because they were trying to be cute. I was not the one to make the 55 monk build, no. I did make some variations of it, but I was not the one that did that. Although it wasn't exactly, well, I take that back. I did something very similar to it, but it was not like a meta thing. It didn't occur to me until later to start... It didn't occur to me until later to start using staves and things like that that had negative health values. Because there's not many of them in the game, and some of them were kind of rare that you could only get at the very start of the game. So I was running like a low health value monks that had a protective spirit on them for a while. But that wasn't like a meta thing, it was just something people did. I was more responsible for a lot of Necro and Ranger builds, actually. Of course, the days for that are long past. That was the game that really rewarded creativity. Just get it out of here. Get it out of here. Come on, Blues. You miserable fuck-ups. Aha! Good job, Yellow, you dork. Did you see that dork Yellow that pushed it back in? What a nerd. I like using like low-key insults that don't really correspond to the situation. That's a very specific form of humor. Ugh, whatever. God damn it. They let one of them... Ugh, fuck. One of them slipped out. That's what she said. About her titties. What? What's going on? Oh, because of overtime for them. I wonder if you can still lose in overtime. If, like, say we're up, and we were up, and we're not the ones that forced overtime. I wonder if you can actually, like, as red, lose. Am I gonna have to go over here and help break this shit? Guys, come on. This game kind of sucks. Oh my god. If these things worked by whoever is first past the pole, then that would not really be an issue. Wait, why did it show that guy? Oh, I forgot. I forgot that I was red team, and I was like, wait, I'm steel, aren't I? I become so detached from the game that I completely forgot. Wow. Wow. This thing. This is the one I'm gonna lose on. Guild Wars 2 sucks. Did you know in all this time they have not created a single... No, I take that back. They had some sort of bizarre new system where you technically could unlock new abilities in it. I forget what it was. But in terms of actual, like, core profession abilities, they have not released a single new ability since the game released. Fucking Izzy. Fuck you, Cartwright. You piece of shit. I don't want to work. Let's just have, like, 2 abilities in the game. Well, we don't want to play the game. Fuck you! That's Izzy. Had to deal with that shit all the time. Balancing is hard. I give up. Like, imagine if Pablo was a lazy piece of garbage. That's Izzy. This Guild Wars version of Pablo. Thank goodness for Pablo. Sometimes. Everyone has a love-hate relationship with Pablo. Where everyone's like, yay, Pablo, he solved this problem. Also, what the fuck are you doing, Pablo? Stop. Pablo's a balanced dude for a Warframe. He probably is known to several people here. Whoa. Here we go. I like this part of the song. It's very pleasant sounding. Yay. Pablo developed his most recent blunder was his aggressive stance towards Saren, or Saren, however you want to say her name. Because he was personally inconvenienced when he was playing Sanctuary Onslaught one time. He's like, I want to be the star! So he pouted and threw a tantrum. He's like, we want to nerf her! She's ruining it! But before that, he did several, like, build changes that fix several other Warframes. It's really just a roll of the dice as far as whether or not Pablo will... Pablo, you will feel the wrath of Pablo or not. It really depends mostly on whether he is personally invested in something or not. If he does not feel personal investment towards something, then it will not prove to be favorable to him. Now here we go. Who will take the risk? Alright, here we go. A lot of flaws to that particular game mode, however you want to describe it. Course. I don't mind that one too much, but it does have that problem. Where once you get, like, the beginning just does not really matter, you can just fuck off. But once you know, most of them do have that issue. Most of the courses have that issue of, it's like one of two things. Either you start really well, like you spawned ahead of people, therefore you probably are going to win, or it has the inverse problem of nothing matters at all until the last 10 seconds. Okay, time to fuck this up yet again. Now remember, it's the one. Remember me, it's the one closest to the thing. It's the one closest. What are you guys up to over here? I keep thinking that's a backwards baseball cap, but it's actually just a really shitty cape. It does look like a big backwards baseball cap, though. Like, see? Dun, dun, dun. I can't wait to eat something. I gotta pee, too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 not again! That sucked. That sucked, man. Uh-oh, it's gonna do it again. It's gonna do it again. Oh, it keeps getting worse. The nightmare persists. I don't much care for this at all. The way that they align like that, that's a bad time. I'm gonna have to start grabbing people, and I don't like doing that. It always fucks me in the end, because I don't know what I'm doing. And because if you've... It's like doing something in Among Us. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was lucky. Like, if you reveal yourself to be, like, hostile, then everyone immediately guns for you. Very dangerous. Boy, boy. I'm not gonna win this. I have the patience, but I don't really have the experience that I'm sure these other dudes do. Ah, shit. It's whenever the big ones come over here that you start having a problem. I don't think it's really speeding up either. It's just sort of remaining the same. Oh well, this is a good match to go out on anyways. Man, they're all really good at this. Uh-oh, I'm gonna... Yep. There's no way I was getting out of that one. Oh well. Let's see who wins. Because they're all doing really well. Man, they're almost like squeezing in under it too. It's probably just my lag. Because you can actually like see their bodies contorting in order to fit between them. They're like clipping into them too. Man, Dull Man with a smiley face on his back. He seems the most stable. Like he's just jumping straight up in the air. How come it doesn't affect them? He just like jumped straight up into the ceiling of that thing above his head and it did not matter. I guess you can just do that. I did notice that I sort of did that once. I thought it was just like a glitch. Okay, I guess Banana Dude did it. I think. Yeah, I think I just... my poor pitiful internet just can't manage it. I laugh whenever whenever you go to the store, I laugh whenever it shows me, like, a new win animation. Because I'm like, I will never see that. It will never happen. Like, if you go to the store, I don't think they even have one right now. Nah, I don't think they have one. Now, this is a basic animation. But whenever they sell a win animation, I'm like, who in the world? Anyways, okay. Well, that's it for Fall Guys, I guess. I thought about winning a couple times, but didn't. As I predicted. Well, hope you guys had fun coming out. Thanks for all the subs and whatnot. I appreciate it. I'm going to run a bunch of internet tests once I'm done with this, though. I think it's really suspect that no matter what my bitrate settings are, I drop exactly 5% of all my frames all the time. Because if I test my internet and I get some crazy high numbers, that means that the cap is still off. It's just a transmission problem. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Okay. I'll try the stream more in the future if my internet actually does continue to work to this degree at least. I mean, 5% drop frames is better than not streaming at all. So I guess if I can remember how. What's going on? How about Should I do that? No, that's one of her Patreon streams. I shouldn't do that. I was about to send you guys over to the Lackadaisy girl, the one that draws that webcomic Lackadaisy, but I think that she only does streams for her Patreon things. So that probably would be bad etiquette either way. So I guess let's just end it here then. Okay. Again, thank you all you guys for coming out and doing the sub thing, even though I really don't deserve it considering the quality of my streams. See you guys next time. Bye bye.